Oh, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the War for Wildemount. All right. We'll get back into right where we left off. But before we jump right into the action, as the bird flies over, as a raven flies over, a flock of them, over the town of Trostenwald, dark smoke fills the night sky, and the fire coming from the town illuminates the sky as well. And as ash and kind of smoke just fill the streets and continue off, so does the smell of dead bodies and burning flesh. It carries throughout the air as you all are fighting in this gritty battle, where villagers are scattered about, slowed by the evil gnolls and goblins making their way, storming the city. But as the villagers are being cut down, more swaths and swaths of gnolls and goblins are crashing into your guys' barriers and are just being cut down by archers and fire. And as you all make one last stand here, they broke through the main palisade wall that you all were looking at. As the orcs chopped their way through and broke out, they rushed in, leaving you heroes to fight them off and fend off the attackers. And as the battle had ensued in the main palisades, the rest of the walls started being climbed over by gnolls and goblins, making their way through the death alleys, basically. And as they have climbed over, men are just being attacked and surrounded at all corners, but not before about 4 or 5 gnolls get cut down by arrows from people on the rooftops, shooting down from at the streets. And as the battle ensues, you all are in the middle of this courtyard. You can see Elric Stormbringer run over the side, trying to bring troops to one of the walls. And as Von Brandt follows him behind, he gets caught off guard by one of the gnolls as he gets sliced in the leg, and then a sword gets jabbed straight through his chest. And as the gnoll just stands over the body, takes the blade out, he kind of falls, slumped. There's only a few lords remaining. If you guys wish to help them, you may. But it may impede on other things as well. It is up to you all. As the fate of this town of Trostenwald is in your guys' hands, the fight continues. Nahon, You hear the clash of battle and screams continue as more movement are being heard by the wall, or you're hearing more movement coming from the walls. What do you do as we start off? Friend.
Alright, so Nahon is currently moving towards a ladder propped up on the wall, I assume, if not a place where he can scale. But he kind of he looks over his shoulder, kind of hearing Dominicus shout, trying to ward off Gadstock alone. Just kind of looks over, the people he's leaving, and just grimaces, growls, shakes his head, and kind of turns on a heel, kicking off the wall. And I am going to... I'm just going to look up at the wall, yell, "Dominicus, jump!" And I will rush up to the thing plaguing my Yet, and I will leap up and try to bury my dagger in it.
as it kind of flies by down and
Hmm.
hits the fountain, kind of crushing it and breaking some stone. It kind of rears up to try to attack Mayette.
I think it already has.
I think it didn't. It flew on by and it flew down.
Hmm.
And it was about to. It just made it made an attack on Darminicus, like
Right then
a
it flew down.
attack.
Yeah. So as it's about to like plague Mayette, I try to just stab it in the air. That's gonna do that. I do get advantage actually.
Yes, you do.
That would
You do
be
get.
Wait, is it okay? The 24 hits and the 13 misses. Sadly.
Oh wait, no. You
it's
rolled.
advantage. Yeah.
I'm a dingus.
It's okay. 17 damage to this thing.
Yes, it's a good amount of damage as you just come up and slice it into the belly of the beast and kind of pull back. It just kind of rears over, and as black goo just starts oozing from its gut that you had stabbed it in.
And I will race right past it. I have the mobile feat, so it can't strike me. And I have, let me see, 15, 25, 40. I have enough movement to reach this guy. And that's what I will do.
Okay.
I will use insightful fighting on him.
Okay. You beat him.
Alright.
Yeah.
I can now use my sneak attack against him.
Yes.
I'll just stand there, just kind of glaring him down, ready.
All right. Darminicus.
Sorry. Question first. How high am I in sense of elevation?
You're probably about 40 feet up in the air.
It's just a d6 for each 10 feet, so it's not
Yeah.
too much.
From a health of 20.
You have the chance of halving that, I tell you.
Oh,
Mayette is nearby. I did try to free her up, but apparently it's not dead yet.
what's the action of me getting out of this room, Red?
Slim. No, I'm kidding.
You would have to like fully, if you want to just fully just and go down the stairs. You would use the rest of your turn, and then your next turn would be taken, and then you'd be back on the field. After one turn, you spend just running. But
So one turn I'll be out of combat. And then
yes.
I can.
So it's kind of like his movement to jump off and his action to try to land.
If he's gonna jump, that's a separate issue. You can just do that, and in next round, you wouldn't have to skip a turn. You just enter the space. You just took a shortcut, and took the damage. It's either take the damage or lose a turn. So you have that. You could do that, or you could fight him.
I could use can I use a health potion on a bonus action or no?
Yeah. Which do you choose?
I'm sorry.
No worries.
Rolling in.
It's a tough choice.
Okay. So first, I'm going to take that that small health potion as a bonus action. How much do I roll?
2d4 plus 2.
Yeah.
2d4 plus 2.
All right, you drank the health potion, regained 8 health points. Excuse me.
All right. Um. 40, 46, 4, success, 5, attack. Okay.
You have the chance of making. You have the chance of not taking that much damage too. That's like the other
So,
thing.
yeah. On this specific turn,
Mhm.
I'm actually going to attack. If anyone wants just to know, just he's blinded right now, so I'm just gonna use that opportunity to attack him with my longbow. But there'll be a disadvantage.
Gadstock is blinded.
Yes.
Then
Then
when did
I-
it cancel out?
It cancels out.
It
Well,
cancels.
if I'm within 5 feet, so that's why the.
Yeah, that's
Longbow.
disadvantage. But if Gadstock is blinded, we have advantage on attacks.
But then I'm also poisoned as well, so
Hmm.
that would.
True.
So it's a normal.
No, it's with the disadvantage. My
Okay.
my poison and his blindness cancel each other out, but because of
Okay.
distance, that leads to the disadvantage.
You could run out of his range, and whatever attack he makes is at disadvantage. Blinded.
I forgot he was blinded. When did that happen?
That was Mayette in the last turn casted. Do-do-do-do-do.
Oh, that was on this guy.
What? Which one? That was.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay,
that was
so-
just for a turn too, correct?
Yeah. It was for one attack.
Yeah, for one attack. Thank you, Leslie. You got a great memory.
Debatable, but okay.
Okay, well,
Oh boy. Okay, I'm going to actually just use disengage, and I'm going to move myself off the the window.
Okay.
Oh
Jump.
boy. Yeah. I'm assuming it's around here.
You just run right by him, just like bust through the window. That was, or not. You don't even bust through the window. It was already kind of broken open. You run right by him, almost knocking him over, and he just sees you run off, and you jump for it, and you take 8 points of damage as you fall. Just kind of just land straight on another pole, kind of like on your way down, another kind of like post sticking up that kind of broke your fell. You hit it on the side of your body and then lunged forward and it fell on your back. Just but you
Fine.
are out of his rage.
Am I prone?
Yes, you're prone. So you just used 5 feet of movement, I'd say. So since you used 5 feet, you have 25 left. So half of 25.
Yeah, so I'll use the rest. I'll use half of the 25 to wait. Huh?
I think it's half of your maximum to get up. Not
Yeah.
what you have.
so you have enough.
15, yeah.
My bad.
So I'll use 15 to get up.
So that leaves him with 10.
Down to 10. So now being outside, seeing the absolute chaos that's happening outside, what happens then is Dormicus will sort of back himself towards the wall, and at this moment he's gonna move himself like down towards here, but sticking himself towards the wall,
All right.
and that'd be it.
Lesia.
All right, Lesia is gonna swing at this with her short sword.
Sweet.
Uh-huh.
17.
Hell yeah.
That
Nice.
hits. He takes. I think he's raging too. I should mark him.
Yeah, I think that's the red dot, right?
No, I wanted to mark the red dots, so that's like the enemies that you guys are facing, because there's
Oh, okay.
other tokens on the board, and I didn't want to confuse you guys, on
Gotcha.
what to attack and what not to.
Okay, yes, he was raging, so yeah, the piercing damage is halved, but the lightning damage.
So 8.
Okay.
Gosh, dang it.
Alright, attacking
Yeah.
again. If he's still alive.
He is. He's looking at you very angrily.
Is he
that's
still
a good hit.
8 lightning, 6 physical. Nice.
8 lightning, 6 physical.
Hell yeah.
Rage all you want. She's bringing you down now.
Dang, he's still up.
And then with my free hand I just grab a health potion off my belt, put the cork in my teeth, just pull the cork out, spit it out on the ground, and squeeze it.
All right. You drink the health potion, throw it, hit the ground.
I heal for 8 with
All
ending
right.
of it. That is my turn.
Okie dokie.
What's
This
up?
guy is
Turn.
after seeing you move that way, Marcus, he's gonna try to swing at you again.
Bring it.
Oops, wrong one. Oh, right one, and that's a natural 20 too.
Of
Oh,
course.
that's
Oh,
good.
shit.
Yeah.
Balanced as all things is.
That'll be your
Oh
last.
god.
That'll be your last. Not 20, be great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep. It's over.
Well,
luck
he's
is
rolling
over.
again, so let's see what happens.
Yeah. It's not 20.
Please.
Oh, it's a 7, so you got lucky. All right. The first swing, he comes over and he just, like, over your head, hits your shoulder, right in the same pauldron that you've been hit before. As he just, like, digs the axe blade deep, pulls it out, tries to go around for another horizontal swing. You deflect it with your shield. And then he yells in orcish tongue, "Ah!" And this guy right behind you just takes a swing. And you will turn around, and your blade, you stick your sword up at the last second, just deflecting it. Or no, you don't have your sword on you, so you pull your shield around.
Mhm.
How much damage did I get?
In total, 17.
How many was that in just one hit or 2?
Yeah, 1 hit.
So
Out of
minus
3 hits,
3.
only 1. Excuse me? Sorry.
It does get the minus 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on both attacks.
That's why he's the tank right now, and everybody's trying to get him. And then they're coming after somebody else.
Now it's Gadstock's turn.
And that's
Motherfucker.
Gadstock, just angrily just looking down at Darmanicus, just running away. He yells, "Coward!" Ah! And he just kind of mumbles something under his breath, and then you all just see this large fireball just shoot down from the sky into this area, just exploding. And let's see if it.
What area?
Here.
Oh.
Bye bye, Hustledorf.
Hasselhoff.
Let's see if he.
Never hassled the Hoff.
Nope. As you all just quickly see this flash of light, you guys hear just the screams of men, just ah, as fire is just the fireball is just exploding in the area, setting everybody ablaze. And Hasseldorf just in full plate armor is just grabbing on to everything that is on fire on him, just trying to put it out as he yells and screams and just collapses.
Oh man.
Mayet. It is your turn.
Take an half.
Wait, repeat that? Sorry.
Said I'm gonna have to take an opportunity attack. Need to move.
Yes, you will.
Yeah, I need to move there.
All right.
Kind of looking up above, seeing the swarm of ravens and everything around me. I'm just gonna kind of look up a little bit, just kind of lift my hands up, and then I'm just gonna punch into the ground, and I'm just gonna have all those ravens that are up there just dive around into us and cast Spirit Guardian.
As like the ravens dive down and like start to form up, the cawing and the squawing becomes so loud and bright that it just forms that there and the fluttering kind of all forms in one kind of singular bird, and a puff of kind of purple smoke. The guardian just appears in blue light, kind of echoing and flying right down to where would you like it?
It's actually a 15-foot radius around me for 10 minutes.
It's like
It's
a
like
swarm.
a AoE centered on her.
Oh, it's Spirit Guardians. Oh,
Guardian,
oh.
yes.
Guardian.
I thought Guardian.
Nope.
My
nope,
bad.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not that one yet.
Yeah, you have a bunch of
Much higher level.
ravens just flying around in the area, and
Be-
15-foot radius.
yeah,
Okay,
wisdom
so they-
save on start of their turn.
Yep.
Okay.
And then friendly fire is not a thing. It's also difficult to.
Okay. So it's at the start of their turn they have to make the save? Okay.
Mhm.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Wisdom.
All right. And that ends your turn? Sorry.
No, actually.
No problem.
Shit, how far away?
Didn't mean to.
Ah, damn it!
Dead.
This one's in
What?
range.
30.
It's exactly 30.
Unfortunately, that was the one I wanted. Oh, crap! No one's next to me either. Well, shit. Oh! Can I use a bonus action if I cast a spell? Can't remember.
It has to
don't
be
think
a
I can.
cantrip.
That's right.
At least for now.
Oh. You know what I'm gonna do? As a character, I am going to just kind of turn around, look at the thing in front of Lesia, and I'm just gonna put another blinding flash of light right in cast Dazzle at that one.
That's an action.
Oh, damn it. You are correct. I'm sorry. I read that wrong. Never mind. That will all I
worries.
can do then.
No problem.
Thought I had something.
Spirit Guardians is a lot. I think
It
you'll
is.
be okay.
It will help.
And he rolled a 12. Does that pass?
No.
No.
Oh. No. All right. So he takes 15.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Lesia, you slice into the barbarian once more, and then angle your attack for ready. He kind of raises his axe over his head, and he's just angry. And as he's about to strike at you, you start to hear those ravens and see them kind of fly quickly around him until one of them just goes straight through his head, kind of exiting through his eye hole, and then just
Jesus!
And just popping out. And then his head, he kind of like staggers forward a second, and then just collapses.
Leslie just kind of like briefly brushes her fingers up against the idol of the Raven Queen that she gives a little prayer thing.
All right. Marcus.
Yes. So you see Marcus, he's just fighting these three off. Like you can see his combat prowess is really well trained. Even without his sword, he's deflecting and parrying and shoving them off. And once in a while he's taking hits, but he's still holding. And now he's reaching out to get his sword. And the same motion he did that, he's gonna headbutt this guy. That will be my bonus action.
Right. Okay. To headbutt?
Yeah, it's like just bring him down.
I don't think you can do that as a bonus. You have to do that as an attack action. To make it a melee attack, you're still making a physical melee attack. But let's say for flavor, you butt him in the head.
Yeah, that's only for flavor. Like I want just to bring him down.
Shove?
To the ground. Yeah, shove him down.
Knock prone. Okay.
Yeah, knock prone. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, that's an action.
Is that an action?
Yeah.
It's an attack action.
That's an attack action.
Okay.
So you can do 2 since you have extra attack.
So, but if I take my my sword up, that will be one attack action. Can I still shove him with the other one, or is it gone?
I'd have to say picking up the sword is an attack action, but it's almost like you'd have to use a bonus action. So we can change. I don't mind changing the rule. So if you are disarmed, it takes a bonus action instead, because it's still within the rules of interacting with an object of your character. You just use it for a bonus rather than an action. So you can still do things like what you wanted to do. It would still make sense.
Okay, but I cannot swing with the sword.
You can. Yeah, if you pick it up as a bonus action, you can start swinging it.
Hell yeah, then I'll do that.
Use your things.
Okay, so I take it.
I'll allow that.
And I'm gonna swing at this guy.
Okay. You raise your shield up as they're about to strike you, and then you just they strike, and you pick up your sword. As you come up, you slash, and you miss. You slash again on the same guy.
Yeah, same
You
guy.
cut him in the stomach. Just swoop.
Yeah, that would
All
be
right.
it.
All right. This guy. Hold on.
Last time I did use my accent surge, right?
Yeah, you already used
Yeah,
it, so
I
you
used
don't
it
have
on
to.
Dominicus. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, this guy is gonna look over at you, Nahon. As he was trying to run towards Amari, he kind of hears you come up behind him. He draws his daggers around, just trying to stab you in the gut.
Right.
Oh, he's got to make a wisdom save.
Oh, shit. He failed. Okay, how much damage?
15 again.
Damage to him.
Really rolls it again, yeah.
No, you see him turn around, and as he's about to strike you, one of the ravens just lunges and like hits his shoulder. Another one comes around and slashes his throat. Another one goes around and cuts him in his face, and he just kind of starts grabbing the wounds. You
What
notice
is that?
You notice his neck is starting to bleed, and as he's trying to make one more attack at you, a raven just goes and he kind of is about to scream, and a raven just enters his mouth and just blows out of the back of his head, and he just collapses in front of you.
Okay.
That damn spell, goddamn.
Nahon just kind of like skids to a stop, kind of looking at their deed, and things cannot be real. Just muttering to himself. He doesn't seem too disturbed, more confused by the thing.
Okay. As that happened, this guy is gonna draw his bow and shoot
Which one?
at Nahon. This
one?
dude. This dude. Does he take one too? Does he do
No,
it?
the-
He's out
He's
of range.
Just
Okay.
out of range.
Just
That's
out of range.
Like you're about to
What?
almost kill everybody, bro.
That was
Where
the
is he?
goal!
In like one turn, I was like, "This is gonna be epic." I was like, "Okay, this happened fast.
Turned in
Who
tables.
are you-
This is awesome."
Who was trying to shoot me?
This guy.
I don't see who you're talking
The
about.
one to the southwest of Mark.
This dude. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the orc
No,
archer.
no, the archer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I tried to kill him off.
Alright.
He draws his bow back and launches it as he hits you in the shoulder for as a 16, unless you have something.
Nothing to increase my AC, no.
Okay. He hits you in the shoulder for 5 points of damage, and you just take it the arrow straight almost through your bicep. You're running by.
You do have uncanny dodge, though, I think.
I do, but I'm expecting someone else to hit me too.
Ah, fair.
5 damage is not worth using that on.
No. Well, maybe it will be. You never know.
It could be.
Maybe. Don't
Now,
know.
this next guy's turn, he is in range.
Yep.
Bless ya. No, it's fine.
But his second attack, he draws his bow again and shoots at Lesia, and he
Okay.
hits you in the leg, or he hits you in the calf for 9 damage. As you just the arrow just goes straight through.
Stop hitting her, for God's sake.
He doesn't know that. All right, let's see if you
Fucking wilt.
almost drop another one.
Oh, this guy.
God damn it! All right, so the ravens just go around his body and start slashing and pecking at him. You're kind of like, "Ah!" He gets angry and then just swings straight in front of him, trying to hit you, Marcus.
Yeah.
He's not sure what's happening. He's dumb. And he misses as he swings straight over your head, just angry at the birds, trying to eat at, and then taking the rest of the time to swat and pat him away from him. He's still up, but he's hurt real bad. And Amari is going to, well, that's great. We might have to forfeit his turn because this is too much.
When in doubt, cantrip.
When in doubt, cantrip, we woo. Oh, he's just gonna Serum Flamin them. He's gonna throw a fireball at this guy right here.
Dang!
I think that hits. I think that hits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the fireball just goes
Good
straight into his back,
lord.
just catching this whole creature on fire. He starts to pat his body. And he just collapses, charred, burnt or crisp. And Amari looks over. I did it!
He did.
No, he wouldn't say that.
Well, that was effective.
It was more effective than I thought. Wow. And this thing is gonna fly over and try to attack Locke.
Yeah.
It's gonna and just
Enters
like,
into the
He's
range.
gotta make a wisdom saving throw.
God damn it!
It's also difficult terrain.
I forgot about how it'll and okay, the freaking as it flies on in, the ravens just swarm on the creature, exiting through it and puncturing out of it, and as it just creates all these wounds throughout it, it just you see the creature just fly on by as it just lands into the building, crashing into it, dead.
So Locke is so confused right now.
All right. Top of the turn order.
All right.
And, hold on. And at the top of the turn order, right here, this wall fell. So these guys are moving through, and they're trying to get the bomb back. And over here, this wall fell as well. So now the troops are working their way down there. This is just to see if you guys are gonna do anything, you know.
We want. I'm kind of occupied then.
Yeah, is it possible for me to start attacking the people who aren't marked as our enemies? Like, the gnolls around here? Would it matter is my
These
question.
ones here?
Would like if you go over and it'll just take an action to go over and like try to save them. Like you use your movement and then your action to try to almost like move them away. But like what do you mean?
If I want to attack a specific enemy that isn't marked with the red, is that a problem?
I'd have to say you could almost. It'd be like a cinematic moment where you can take out a few more, quote unquote, you know. Theoretically, yes. You would just wouldn't be in that space helping the party, and over there, you'd now just be up there.
I'm gonna look over at Gadstock for a second. Kind of see him yelling in the window. Can I try to determine what his plans are? What he intends to do next round? Is that easy to tell?
Roll.
Alright. Will that take my action? Or?
It'll take your action. You still have a bonus in movement. I'd still let you go over and attack and help them with your bonus movement still. I'd still count it. I'm not gonna down you for that.
Perception or insight? For Gadstock.
You rolled an insight check already, right?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Should I roll perception or insight?
Well, is the insightful fighting, you rolled an insight check, or is it a deception?
No, I rolled insightful fighting against this guy. He's dead, so that's a moot point now.
Okay.
I'm trying to look up at Gadstock now.
I'll let you roll insight, yeah.
Alright. I'm trying to figure out what he plans to do.
You look out and you see him eyeing this location and kind of like looking down over here and just giving off this like angry smile as he seems to ready another fireball in his hand.
Alright.
And you kind of like look back and you notice Elric fighting off some goblins and gnolls along with Frida.
Alright. Yeah, I'll kind of put that together and I'll kind of, let me see. Doop. Yeah, I'll just kind of step around. I'll take a wrist crossbow shot at this gnoll. I imagine this is a friend, so
yeah,
I'll get my sneak attack off.
All the ones that aren't gnolls and goblins, they're friendlies. You don't have to. You don't have to roll damage or anything.
Cool. I shoot this thing.
You run over. No problem.
And I'll yell, Elric, get out of there!
you run up you run up and just shoot the crossbow bolt. It just hits the gnoll straight in the neck, and as it kind of holds onto the bolt and falls over. Elric looks over at you and just
Run that way.
he kind of gets a signal. And which way did you point?
So I imagine he's like Gadstock's main gaze is around like here-ish.
Mhm.
So I'm like jolting my head that way. Like I want Elric to run this way.
Okay. He's gonna look over and he's gonna give a nod, and he just slices down as he cuts down one of the gnolls just straight in front of him, and he starts to move over.
Whew. Alright, then I will use the rest of my movement, even my bonus action if I can, to run back to the rest of my group.
Okay.
That'll be that.
All
That'll
right.
be my turn.
Darminicus.
After seeing the fireball that has consumed the area up north of him, he starts to panic a bit in a sense of like not fully, but heavy breathing, stuff like that, still sort of clenching to the wall. But he then looks up towards the direction which he fell off of, and seeing how people are now running away, especially Elric moving away from a specific area. Red, what position do I have to be in to be able to see him?
You'd have to be like right there,
Okay.
about almost 30 feet away from the building.
All right. So clenching his bow on him, he sort of pushes himself off the wall, and he moves himself into range of Gadstock, and sort of as a pivot point, sort of like a sports player, like 1 foot down, turns around, and then he'll attack Gadstock.
Okay. Do it.
Alright.
Do it, brother. As you turn around, you draw the bow back. It just like lands on his shoulder, drawing his shoulder back and kind of like extinguishing the fireball in his hand. And he just grabs onto his shoulder and looks down at you.
Oh crap!
Now he's giving you an
another
eerie
thing-
smile.
Another thing, Red, that I totally forgot when I did that jump,
Yes.
was a concentration save for the hunter's mark.
Oh, okay. Yeah, roll that, friend.
Right? Is it
I think you.
Constitution?
Con
Yeah.
save DC 10 or half damage, whatever is higher.
All right, so the 10.
Just makes it.
All
Cheers,
right.
made it.
So with that, the hunter's mark will also kick in as well.
All right.
So rolling that. Plus, we're going to be adding on the Colossus Slayer damage as well. So that'll be 10 extra. No, not 10 extra, but 5 and 5.
Okay. That's a lot of damage. Good job, man.
Yeah, 23.
As-
Nice.
As the arrow doesn't hit the shoulder, it actually hits his stomach as it just goes, and he just grabs it, kind of grabbing it, stumbling back for a second and looking down at you.
Hit him again.
And then feeling a little bit cocky and a little bit emotional, he'll pull the bow back to strike again with sharpshooter. All right, here we go.
Don't miss, dude.
Come on,
This is your moment.
this is it.
God damn it! God damn it!
Dude,
God damn it!
It wasn't even funny how close it was to a 19, bro. Oh, God.
But yeah, that would definitely been how it would play out. Oh no.
You could have ended it. I'm sorry.
Why? Maybe.
Fucked up now, bro. No, I'm kidding.
The
You didn't fuck
emotions,
up.
man. The emotions running into him.
You kind of feel the anger and kind of everything of your past kind of coming back again. Right when you don't want to feel this anxiety, it just overflows you, and you launch the arrow, and it just hits the beam next to him, right next to where his face would be, and he just kind of keeps his eye contact on you. Is that it? Sorry. Didn't mean to
Oh
skip.
yeah, that's all movements and that's all that.
Okay. Let's see him.
All right. Am I able to move into this space? Is that barricade destroyed?
You're able to move into the space, yeah.
Okay. All right. Lesia's gonna.
You'd be like underneath the walkway of the palisades almost.
Oh, okay. So I run down over here, and then kind of turn on my heel and try to stab this guy with advantage.
Oh hell yeah, get him!
Nice move.
You go over for the lunge, just yeah. Kind of as you're spinning on by, kind of going for the neck kill. You stab him straight in the neck and pull the blade out, and it just like the scene in Troy, if you remember that.
Yeah.
And you just like pull the blade out and just like kind of land on the side, and he just grabs the entry wound where it was, and the orc just kind of collapses on one knee and then falls on its stomach.
He's
It's
dead,
dead.
right? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was like, after that, he better be dead.
You mollywopped him.
Well, I still have one more attack and 10 more feet of movement. So I'm gonna run over and attack this guy with regular, because not.
Oh yeah, boss fight.
Oh yeah.
Oh, all right, okay. He halves the piercing as you stab into him and pull the blade out, and 3 lightning damage, so 9 points of damage. Nice. Okay. Does that end your turn, ma'am?
It does.
All right. And as you come over and stab him in the leg and draw your blade back and look at him, he kind of had his focus on Marcus, but like when you stabbed him and pulled your blade back, it's like he almost didn't even feel it. Just looks at you and looks at the wound, and he raises his axe, kind of just goes in for a slash at you now. He's gonna slash and miss, and then he's gonna try to slam into you and knock you prone as a bonus action. It's a feat that he has. Sorry, that's why it's confusing, Corinne.
Okay.
There's some NPC. The NPC things is different, so.
Alright, so contested athletics or acrobatics?
It's a contested strength saving throw.
Oh, it is a strength save. Okay.
Yes.
17.
Nice.
He rolled a nat 1.
So he fell instead.
Oh, he just goes in for the slam with his shoulder, and he just and you just completely with your nimble self just dodge out of the way.
Actually, in this case, no, because this was a strength save. I just plant my feet and he just bounces off.
I'll take. Yeah, you do that. He just slams into you and you just don't move, and he kind of looks at you very confused.
I just
very confused.
I just spit a little blood at the ground. Glare.
That just gets really mad, if an orc's face could turn red, it would. You'd think right before he comes over with an overhead chop down at you. And that is a natural 20.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
As he comes down and just goes straight the blade just goes straight across your chest for 15 points of damage.
Oh, this is not good. Not good.
This is it.
And then and as like you kind of like witness, you kind of feel the wound and the blood kind of rushing down your stomach.
Oh.
I need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, you make a wisdom saving throw, and you
I'm
look
fine.
at him. Oh, God damn!
Oh, thank
Marcus is innocent.
God. Thank God.
And as you look at the orc, kind of like you're on one knee, looking at the wound, and then looking back up at him. He looks so happy that he hit you finally, or just at least hurt you. But he also. His focus is not off of you, and that'll end his turn. And Darminicus, you see him just kind of like give this little smile, and then he has the fireball in his hand, and he just throws it. What it seemed to go straight towards you, and you kind of duck for a second, but it goes straight at Mayette. Hitting the center right here, so if it's 20 feet.
Oh, what do I care? It's fire.
Yeah, well.
Oh, I'm just out of that. Oh, shit. Oh, my life flashed
I gotta
before
do
my
that.
eyes.
Oh my.
Yeah, you are just out of it.
Is he in it? He should be in
he
it.
is in it. Yeah, he is in it. Everybody is in it, but you and Nahone.
Oh boy.
So what we roll?
Dexterity saving throw. Sorry.
Did I hear a Constitution saving throw?
No.
God damn it! Look at this. Oh.
No.
In your
Oh, hey. Hey.
Thanks, plus
Oh.
Thank God I have ever watchful eye.
Does that work on yourself?
It
Because if
does.
so, that's awesome.
You guys have so much cool shit.
8. What do you mean? I'm missing.
I don't think it does because it's an ally, not me.
Oh yeah, one of your allies. Yeah.
Never mind that.
Unfortunate.
Oh,
Ooh, that's a lot.
half that.
Oh, ow.
Okay, so those of you who have you had to pass a 17.
No!
No.
Oh no, Dominicus! Oh, so close.
Only 13
And-
damage. It's
yeah.
not like terrible.
If you didn't pass it, then yes,
13.
you take the full 27. Yes. Now he's gonna roll for this guy.
Fuck, I have a 19 left.
Thank God, fire resistance.
But
Although-
he takes a good amount.
Good.
Concentration saves.
How do I do knocked out?
Brain work. Oh, that's Constitution.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank God, Warcaster.
Wait, what happened?
What happened?
Oh, the Ravens are still up.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Amari.
Okay, good for you. Well, I'm here burning. Goodbye. Good
Yeah,
night.
dude,
Dexterity saving
my
throw.
ally is hot, dude. You can fry eggs on it.
Ooh.
Oh. Uh-oh.
That's bad.
Okay.
Oh, he's gonna be. Oh no.
Absorb elements, maybe?
Does he have that? Let me see.
What about
I don't know,
shield?
it-
He must have used some
It's
shield.
abjuration, so I hope so.
He can't use a shield on this.
No.
What did Amari roll?
Today he can.
16.
You rolled with
Amari
me.
not
He almost made it. It's a 17 you had to make. It's a high
I
DC.
almost
Can I ever watchful eye him?
That-
Whatever watchful
would-
eye again. Sorry, repeat.
It's right there.
Refresh.
You help one of your allies. If they fail a saving throw, On a 16 or higher, they make their save instead.
You have to roll a d20 basically.
Yeah, you should be. It's a reaction. Yeah, you didn't use a reaction already, so yeah, it's a save. It saves.
Was I muted
yeah,
this
go
entire time? God damn it.
Yeah, you were, you dingus.
Uh,
No, it's okay.
And no wonder I
Um,
was saying, if Amari has absorb elements or counterspell, he can.
Yeah, he would
can use
probably
them.
want to. He'd probably want to do counterspell, but he might just make it with this thing right here. The ever watchful eye.
I mean, I don't know.
The counterspell would prevent the damage entirely.
Yeah. Fireball's a 3rd level spell. Counterspell would immediately make it fizzle.
It's 60 feet on the counterspell, right? So he is in range.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did not
Yeah.
know. I forgot he had that. See, but that's the thing. That's the problem when.
I was like-
Gone.
I was saying it over and over and over. I'm like, why the fuck? Then I switch over to Discord and I'm like, oh, that's why. Oh. I'm like, why?
Yeah, he
Why
still
is that
had.
happening?
He still had the amount of spell slots for it too. So yeah,
Oh.
Go Amari!
negate it all.
Never
You are-
mind.
No damage.
For nobody?
Fucking wizards.
Yep,
Yeah.
for nobody.
Yeah.
Add
Oh.
your health back.
Oh,
What was it?
it's the 13. It's pretty.
So
I like that.
Next time, if he's not here, that don't happen.
It does. It does. I guess the orc didn't take any damage either.
No, he did
No.
not.
No,
I don't want to take time to go back again like that. But
I
for this
I was
time,
saying
I
it from
will.
the beginning, but I was like, why is
I
no one
know.
hearing me? I look down and I'm like, oh.
'Cause he's
Okay, that
not
explains
here.
it. God damn it.
This one time will be all right, but next time it's tough. I'll probably have to. We'll figure out a way. I probably should have just moved his character away from the thing, but that wouldn't have made any sense either.
No, it
No.
wouldn't.
Oh,
So that is perfect. No damage happens at all, so that means this guy's also still at full health.
Almost. He got cut.
This one,
got-
yeah.
He got lightly
I-
touched.
Honestly,
I stabbed
cool with
him
it.
for like 9.
Yeah.
And now it's my Ed's turn.
Gatstock would have just kind of like been really angry as like the spell just been just like fizzled out right in front of him.
Oh, I have to decide. Yep. All right.
It is your
We gotta do
turn.
this.
Yes.
We gotta walk right over to Lesia, and this orc has to make a wisdom save.
Okay.
It'll be at the start of his turn, I think.
Yep.
Alright.
You could not walk
But I-
into his melee range.
No, because I gotta. Oh, I should do. Why don't I? Yeah. We'll go around that. Sorry.
Guys.
I was like, brain work. Going to my hand on Lesia, and I'm gonna cast Pacify.
How much is that?
You just spend a hit die.
Yep. 4 plus
7.
2.
Plus 3.
Nice.
So 7.
That's a big old cantrip. That's all I can do for now.
All right. Marcus.
Okay, so Marcus, when he was fighting these two guys, he saw my Yet just come flying, cut the first one, and then struck the other one. And as he saw her got hit, he focused on this guy and he like screamed and rushes at him. He wants to knock him prone.
All right. You're gonna have to make a
Strength.
contesting strength check. Yes.
Eat that,
Hmm.
orc.
Wow.
Oh, dang.
Well,
He rolled an 18. I thought I was like, yeah, you did good. And I looked up and I was like, no, he got his ass kicked. you he looks over at you, and right when you saw an opening, you take your shield, just slam him straight into his gut. He just holds onto his stomach and collapses.
So
Alright.
I cannot attack him anymore, right? That's how it works.
You have one attack
I have
left.
one attack left.
Okay.
Since you used an attack action already.
Okay. I think I got it now.
No problem.
Oh, that's with advantage. Never mind.
You can roll it one more time, just in case you get a nat 20, maybe. You didn't come close. But you stab him. You hurt him just a little bit.
Marcus looks at Lycia. Are you alright?
I've had the worst.
Let's finish him.
She just nods.
He goes in battle stance. And that's his turn.
He's gonna do that. You're gonna do that, and then Amari is gonna look over in the home, and then say, he's gonna look at him and say, "What should we do? They're climbing over the walls."
Nahon just kind of shrugs his head up at Gadstock. He doesn't say anything.
He looks
He
over.
has a scowl and this unhappy look on his face. Amari can probably tell what he's going to do.
He
so many wizard
Yeah.
spells. So messy.
there are so many to the point where I'm like, but I think I got this. I think pardon. He is gonna look over at Gadstock, and he's gonna cast Scorching Rays. He's gonna yell, pardon, Lumen Ignis. Yell. He's gonna yell that. He's gonna cast it. And I'm gonna cast damage. Fight damage. Oh, 2 more times. Excuse me.
Oh!
Nice.
Wow.
Okay.
And as he looks up, he kind of, like, as he casts the rays, just they hit Gadstock, just bringing him down one bit at a time. And as the last ray just hits his chest, Gadstock just starts to yell, "No!" And you just see an explosion.
Oh, he killed him.
Everybody make a perception roll to see if you see something.
Give me.
I see nothing.
No?
Those of you
Some
that
people
rolled
saw stuff.
over an 18, you guys were able to see this after this explosion, and you all physically saw his body just start to build up and crack and with light, and then just explode from the inside out. And as you saw it explode, you see this ghostly gray skull just exit out of its body and just fly straight up and out of the tower and just fly up into the moonlight and blend in with the smoke.
Well, damn.
Alright.
Yeah, only you guys. Only you guys saw that. And yeah, as soon as that happened, the explosion happened, and as like it kind of like exploded the watchtower as well, and this blazing fiery glory. The whole army just kind of stops, like looks around as like there's this ominous purple like kind of like haze left over in the tower, and as it just dissipates, the army starts to retreat, and this orc captain just starts to make a run for it.
Oh no.
Can we get opportunity attacks?
Oh yeah, everybody can start slashing at him.
Oh, he's also gonna make a.
And he's prone.
Nahon
Oh
is
yeah,
gonna rush.
he does.
He's prone. Do we get a...
He rolled a 16. Does he save?
On the wisdom.
Yeah, so he's planning so he'd get up and start running.
All right.
Well, that'll just.
You guys just keep slashing into him, and it's like hurting him a little bit, but he's still running. And he's still making a dash. He can.
He was
He
prone.
could
Can
run
he
pretty
still
quick.
dash?
Yeah, because he has to spend half his.
Yeah,
Yes,
He's
Right.
in rough terrain.
And it's
Oh,
also
yeah.
rough terrain. Yeah.
But if he did he pass? Does it still count as rough terrain?
Still
Yes.
counts as rough terrain.
Okay.
He just doesn't take the
He takes half damage.
half damage. Sorry, you're right. I should read
How
better.
much max? What's the max movement? Because if anything, he's got like 80 feet. So
40.
So he would be 40 if
Yeah.
non-dashing. So 20 to get up, and then difficult terrain makes it 10. Basically, he moved 10 feet.
With the dash, he would then move 20, I think.
okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
As you guys start to whittle him down.
So Nahon ignores that and immediately rushes for the tower.
So if we can get another full attack in, then I'll just do.
That should be easy to do.
How about this? Because I already know you guys are gonna kill him at this point. You guys are gonna catch up and kill him. Lesia and Marcus, you guys can both combo describe how you finish him off.
Ooh.
All right.
You guys are chasing him down the street.
Okay, so Marcus comes up on his side and shoves him with his shoulder, knocks him off balance.
All right. Is he kind of like leaned over a bit?
Yeah.
Marcus
Yeah,
is.
Marcus is leaned over a little, but he just tilted the orc captain.
Okay. Lesia is gonna basically like use Marcus as a bit of a stepping stone to kind of like leap over him and then get to the other side and just impale him while he's off.
Right. You jump up, launch off his shoulder, and the both of you at the same time, right when Lesia came down, just putting your blade straight through the shoulder, down into his spine. Marcus, you strike your blade straight through his gut, and you both just pull the blades out at the same time, and he just holds onto the wounds and kind of.
And then Lesia just kind of starts dragging him back to the court.
So Marcus is gonna help you do that.
Okay. So Nahon
Just gives him a nod.
He takes off his helmet and smiles at her. Nice moves. Very nice.
Nahon is immediately rushing for the tower the moment it explodes.
All right. You run up the tower, and you keep going, and you keep running up. The whole room is just on fire. Like the door is just blown open. It was kind of candy. It was kind of like just collapsed onto the bottom floor of the tower.
Hmm.
And as you kind of like peer into the room, it's just in flames, burning everything in there.
Is it natural fire? Is it natural fire?
You can't quite tell, but you think.
Okay. Do I see any sign of a body in there, Gadstock's body? Or did he
Perception.
seem... Okay.
You look around the room, and you see, just like in the center of the room, or not in the center, but like off to the side where he was and exploded, there is just this large charred area and like bits and pieces of corpse just like all around the room. But like in this giant clumped mess that may look like the torso, you're not quite sure. You can see this light kind of like shine a little bit next as it is next to the fire, and you see a small pendant around, like kind of like embedded in his torso.
Let me. I'm just kind of narrows his eyes at the flames all around, grits his teeth, shakes his head, and just runs in. I'm going to go right for the pendant and try to tear it out of it.
Amari would have ran up behind you and just said, "No!" And like a bit of the now the whole like kind of like watchtower on the top is starting to catch on fire, and like one beam just falls from like above straight down in the middle of the stairwell. And you see Amari across the way, and he's running up to you.
I'm alright, stay out. I am fine. Do not get in danger.
I can help. What did you get him? What is happening?
Did I get the pendant? Am I at him right now?
You'd have to walk through the fire.
Walk through the flames.
You can do that. I forgot. You're a badass. I was bringing up Amari because I thought you needed something to help you.
Well, the thing is, I want to know like the exact like what am I walking through?
It is you're probably thinking it is not like magical fire or any like necro fire or something like that. It is just it probably just seems something normal.
Like the entire room is on fire, collapsing around.
Yeah, and it's starting to catch the whole watchtower where everything is wood. Most of the watchtower is stone, but like the top beams are all wood. So all that is catching, and like this whole room is gone.
Yeah, Nahon is like so I don't step in. Nahon kind of like looks like he's like struggling for some reason to even step into the room. You guys probably don't see it because unless you have followed, but Nahon, he tries to step forward, but he can't. It's almost like his other foot is just glued to the ground and he can't get it off. He doesn't do anything but watch the watchtower burn and make enough space to let it do so. I can't get that pendant. It's too dangerous.
Pardon my bad knowledge of magic. Fighter here. I'm just a fighter, okay? Don't mind me. But does prestidigitation, does that douse flames, if I'm correct?
Yes.
Okay.
In a
Very
certain
little.
size range.
Very small area.
A square. So yeah.
Like nothing larger than a campfire at a time.
Campfire.
Okay.
He could spam it. he could spam it.
Maybe that works enough. That could work enough. You think like he's looking at you and he's like, I can keep the flames off you for a little bit. I don't think I can grab the pendant. You'd have to grab it.
Let's do that. Do it. No.
He kind of just starts dousing the flames in front of him. Just poof, poof, poof. And you guys enter. Make a dexterity saving throw. Allow with advantage now, since Amari is doing prestidigitation. And you easily, nimbly just walk on through, and Amari is in front. He's gonna roll too. Sorry. And he doesn't get hurt. Oh well, no. You guys would take half of this. It's not too much. You guys take 6 points of fire damage as you guys are walking through.
And I think you half that again, though, right?
Yes, I do.
Amari just kind of singes and he just looks. Quickly, Nahon, grab it!
Alright, I will grab it and wrench it out.
All right. You grab it and kind of like wrench it, and the torso kind of raises out for a second. And more of that like ethereal purple like smoke just jumps out for a second and then attacks your face, and as like it almost formed into a face itself as it just and kind of goes right through you. You feel very eerie and cold as it passed by your body, even though you're next to these extremely hot flames right now.
Known just like he has like his teeth clenched. He does not look happy even about being around flames, but when he starts to turn cold, he kind of like gets this kind of grin on his face as he tries to pull the damn thing out. Do I manage? Is it easy to do, or do I have to make a check or something?
You easily are able to rip it out and make your way through. And you and Amari successfully just exit out of the building. Both of you coughing.
I immediately check myself for flames. Breathing very heavily.
You kind of like, you're coming off a little smoky, but no flames on you. Amari just looks at you and says, "What is this? What did you grab?"
I don't know. Have a look. And toss it to him.
Grabs it and he's it starts to hurt his hand. And he
Oh,
tosses it
sorry.
back to you.
I kind of hold it and like hold my hands against it. Yeah, I guess it's pretty hot. I don't feel that heat that much though. So I'll just kind of whatever chain there is, I guess I'll hold it by that until it's fixed. Until it's not so hot anymore.
And as you all look at it, the courtyard, look at the remaining folk, you guys have survived the battle. You guys have won the battle. Not survived. You guys actually shook the shit out of them. Holy tits.
So yeah, Lucia's kind of running around now, helping out the defenders cut off and defeat the remaining.
Yeah, so Marcus is just stabbing, like if he sees an enemy that is still alive, he just finishes it off.
I will say,
Sorry. You were cutting out.
Sorry?
You were cutting out. I can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, he was just finishing off if there was any enemies alive, just stabbing them to death. And he's gonna when he's doing that, he approaches this guy. Who's this? I don't remember.
That's just a random mercenary.
Oh, okay. So he approaches Frida. Are you unharmed, my lady?
So I am fine, but whew. She kind of like starts to wipe the blood off her rapier. Is everything fine over by your wall?
They breached through, but we managed to hold them off. And by the looks of it, we managed to kill the necromancer.
That is good news. That is very good news.
That is.
Well, we'll call the men to continue the fight, to flush them out of the town.
Yes, finish as many as you can.
And
Make them
then
regret.
I need the goddamn drink.
So Marcus just nods. Aye. After this, we shall all feast.
She gives a nod.
I'm happy you're safe.
And she gives another nod, a smile, and she continues to start ordering men around
and to collect bodies and move stuff. And Bombek, he survived. He got rolled. He actually lived. I thought he was gonna die, but he comes over and starts helping her as well.
How's this Husseldorf person look?
Super dead.
Died.
Super
dead.
dead?
Yeah,
Super dead.
he is on fire. You know, yeah, he was like pretty. He was the most prettiest one. Now he's the deadest one.
Okay. No chance in bringing him back. Gotcha. Body is gone.
He
Body's
is
charred. Yeah,
heavily charred, smoke.
Poor.
Man, you guys killed Gadstock right before you could animate the dead, man. That's so anticlimactic.
Man, I was going for him the
It-
entire time.
It's called strategy. You don't
I
let
did
the
that shit on-
necromancer do his stuff.
You go after the wizard immediately.
I was trying to
Yes.
like soften, and then like right at the end when you guys are like, yeah, we got all the other bad guys, he just is like, nope, and then but didn't even happen.
You're
You
right.
guys-
Well, good.
You guys are badass. Goddamn.
We did our job.
We rolled
Red-
pretty well.
So Mark is gonna stand up here in the courtyard, and he's gonna yell to everyone, "Citizens of Trostenwald!" Dude, the music is a little bit too intense.
Yeah.
Citizens of Trostenwald, this music is too intense.
Still on fire.
Turn down.
I'm trying to
Turn
think.
it down. I am.
Turn it the
Citizen,
fuck
let me
down.
in.
Children are sleeping. I'm sorry.
They start
Bard
start
playing
taking
in the
up
background.
Yeah.
Citizens of Trostenwald, you have come together and you have defeated an enemy. A vicious enemy that came here to claim your lives and your loved ones' lives. Today, Trostenwald stood as one. Today, you should celebrate this day as the Unification Day. This is your day, Trostenwald. Remember it. When hard times come, you will remember this day. Congratulations on your victory.
And everybody kind of gives a cheer, says yeah, and it also seems to be a sigh of relief as well. And as Elric just screams with all of his emotions, he's just kind of like teary-eyed and all. Just everybody seems extremely glad to have survived the attack. And everybody that is on the roofs are just like yelling and cheering with their bows up in the air. And you can already see people clanking some tankards and taking swigs over the bodies of the gnolls and goblins. And
So Marcus, he waved Elric towards him. Come up here.
Elric walks up.
And then he put his hands on his arm around his shoulders. Well done. Well done.
No, thank you. Without you all, I don't think we would have been able to survive.
You would.
Thank you. This town owes you all a great debt.
You owe us nothing. Did what we had to do. We defeated the evil. Stood together. That's what counts.
He gives a nod. Kind of a laugh of relief as well. All right. I'll start setting things up and cleaning things up. You all get some rest. Try not to use the outpost, but go to the inn. They'll take you. They'll take you in.
We will do that. Thank you for everything.
He gives a nod.
We loot some of the body.
There it is.
Yes. Yes, you may.
Awesome.
I wasn't gonna be the one. That's a fucking lie.
Hey, it's totally valid to take spoils from the enemy
Yeah.
and use
The
them
enemy's
to
loss is
kill
our
more
gain.
enemies.
That is
Investigation?
Let's see, is the I kill and I take your shit.
Yep.
I mean, they're not using it anymore.
That is true.
Investigation?
Yes, ma'am.
I will help her with that.
Yep.
15.
All right. You start investigating all of the bodies and such, and you collect about altogether 500 gold from the captain's bodies and the main orcs. Like, these are the bodies that you're looting. And
Hell yeah.
you find a strange rune necklace on this guy. Make a history check once you're like looking at it.
Which guy had it?
The barbarian,
Oh, okay.
not the orc, but the human.
Oh, is this my special site?
Mm-hmm.
12.
Well, actually, no, it's not a special site.
Oh, it's just regular.
It is something special.
Ah.
You are looking at it, and it kind of resembles something that you have seen before once in your past. In your past,
Oh.
when you were in
Oh.
the time when you were in
Oh.
your
Before the vigil.
Yes, before the vigil.
Oh.
When you're in your status, in your place of thought, very cloudly, you remember this pendant, and it looks very strange as it has. I wish I could draw it out, put it on here. Here. It looks like this. It's made of wood, and it's like in a square. It's a very strange pendant. You do not know of the emblem that much, other than it's part of old Zemnian in a way, but you have seen that pendant before, and it kind of like just comes to your mind, but not on the one gentleman. It was on another person that was in the camp.
Okay.
That is all.
I pocket that. After staring at it for a uncomfortably long length of.
I will say that once peace comes around, don't mind. Nahone will kind of approach Lesia. Hey, Lesia. I found this. Think it may be some of that thing you have expertise in. And I kind of toss it to her. The amulet.
This is the amulet? Okay.
Yeah.
What do I see on this thing?
You see an empty, like space for a jewel to be on in this amulet. It's hexagonal shaped, and it has a space for a very large gem, and it's empty right now.
Is the hexagonal shape about the same shape as the blue crystal we found?
Not the blue crystal, but maybe something else.
Another. Okay. Should I make a history check again on this thing?
You probably think it's the black crystal.
The black crystal. Okay. Do we have the black crystal?
We have the crystal, yeah.
We have the blue one.
Isn't
we
it
have black.
brown?
You turned
That
in
was-
the blue one. You didn't turn it in. You have it in the thing, in the idol, along with the yellow one in the idol.
Oh, that
Oh,
one.
right.
Mm.
Okay.
And then there's an obsidian.
Then
One.
the black
And that
one
is-
that we
that is-
just got.
Yeah, that might be it.
Okay.
I'm just
Uh,
giving you hints. Sorry.
Okay. Could I make a history check, maybe? Perhaps? See if I know any more?
No,
No.
you would see the stuff that I'm talking about. You will see.
Okay.
It will stand the fuck out. You would be like, "Wow!"
Alright. This looks like a receptacle
In
for
fact-
the crystal that you have.
Oh.
I
Oh,
do
that's
not
good.
know if putting it in would be a good idea.
No, I do not think so.
We should have Amari look into it.
Yes, good idea. Is dormant now? Nothing in there?
Can I tell that?
Sorry, what did you
Repeat.
say?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, cool.
He
No,
asked if
no.
it was dormant.
There's like any magical energy going on in there, any remaining anyway,
The gem.
in the amulet.
You don't know.
I cannot tell for certain.
Alright, I will give to them to Amari.
At this point, Marcus comes over. So, Gaslight is dead.
Hmm.
And the crystal? Did you find it?
Crystal.
Is the
Gaslight's
one
crystal.
we found earlier.
Oh yes, we already have crystal.
So, that was the one. He didn't have anything on him.
Apparently,
We had that
he
amulet.
had a necklace that contained the crystal. You could put the crystal,
He's no longer there.
but we do not know what it does.
Okay. So we have the crystal.
But that appears to be his only crystal, yes.
I'm not sure he is dead. I saw something in the explosion, something blue. Did not seem.
Elaborate.
I saw his body explode, I suppose, and from the flames I saw something blue in nature, some sort of looks like purple. That is the word. Almost like a person, half visible person, like a ghost.
Like a spirit?
Yes.
Shit.
And when I got that amulet, I saw a glimpse of it as well. I'm not. He made it without body now, but I'm not sure that.
What does this mean?
Probably. It means he might be coming back. There are contingencies that can be made that a necromancer would have no issue in enacting to keep themselves alive after their body expires.
But someone must summon him. You know, just come back.
Not necessarily,
It's troubling.
indeed. But it will take time,
I would hope.
He will
and
never
he
come back.
will be weakened.
And we shall kill him all over again. But for now, I think we should rest. Elric said we could use
Yes.
the inn,
Yes.
and
Yes.
we should hurry back to Ranus to hand over the crystal.
I suppose that is their mission, yes?
A good plan. But for now, let us get some sleep.
Agreed. You all fought very well. Very, very well.
We should be careful, though. In the aftermath of a battle like this, it can be a little uncivilized.
I've seen it before.
Lesia, can Lesia check the guy who had the amulet that she found again? More. Or is she pretty much done?
No, like you didn't find anything else of importance.
Okay.
You
in that
find,
case-
unless you guys want weapons or anything like that.
Weapons, gold, literally.
We got the gold. 500 to split. Okay, in that case, Lester's just gonna spit on his corpse and
Nice.
So Marcus looks at the corpse and then looks at Licia and just turns around and walks away.
all right. Let's go to the inn.
Yeah.
Mayette, what are you doing?
Checking for possible survivors.
Okay,
Around.
make an investigation check. Yeah, you're going through the streets along with a few other women and men just walking around and trying to gather up bodies and wounded men and other women that have fought in the streets. And as you are walking through underneath a gnoll body, just kind of like you see a hand just kind of move around and you hear a voice just scream, "Help! Help!"
Oh, hey, someone's alive over here. I'll just start going to him.
One of the other guards, mercenary guards, starts making his way over to you, and you come over to you move the gnoll off the young man as like he's holding on to his stomach of a gut wound. He's just looking at you, going, "Help me!"
Go cast eye on that one.
Okay. You put your hand over his chest, and what kind of light was glowing? What is it, like a blue
Be like a purplish.
purplish light? Kind of purplish light kind of starts emanating off your hand into the body, and then the wound is sealed, and he's no longer bleeding. He looks over at you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
What happened to you?
They rushed over the wall and they got my father, and I tried to go and save him. This one got me in the stomach, but I got him back. I didn't know what to do after. They just kept coming over. So I stayed there. But I couldn't save my father. I should have been brave enough.
No, I'm sure you did your best. It's happened. I only wish I could have saved more for you all. I'm sorry. Just gonna walk away, a little sad.
You get up and even kind of reaches over and grabs your arm and says, "Thank you again." And he lets go and just starts walking away as the guard just takes him off on his, like, puts him on, wraps his arm around him, kind of hobbles him away.
I'm gonna head back to the group.
Oh, hello.
Hey!
Welcome.
Oh. Are he-
He is here. And
Nice.
this is where we will go into break
Yes,
Sorry.
sir.
So we can explain.
so we can explain and catch him up. And we needed a break anyway. So,
Yes, we do.
perfect.
Awesome.
All right.
We'll get right back into it just after 15 minutes, everybody.
Alrighty.
right. Welcome back, everybody. We're back from our short little break. All right. We're going to continue to start us off. Dominicus.
So as everyone started talking about or anything like that, Dominicus was sort of, what do you say, like shoot, what is it? He stayed focused when he was looking up at the sky in a sense of like stricken awe. And Red, just a quick question: what happens to Hunter's Mark when Gedstock died, or technically died? What happens to my Hunter's Mark?
It disappeared.
Okay.
And he blew up.
Okay. So, so because of that, he sort of doesn't. He doesn't feel the connection as he did with the Gedstock with Hunter's Mark with whatever that flew into the air. And with that curiosity, did anything happen like up in the air at all as it was sort of flying out? Red.
Make perception roll.
All right. Perception.
Smoke is filling
Can't
the
help
sky.
you on that. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm all alone here.
Ash and the smoke is just kind of making your eyes kind of water. It's filling the skies. It's clouding. It's clouding everything.
With that, disappointed, turns around and sees everyone sort of gathering together, walking towards his direction. He sort of walks himself up to the group again and just follows to wherever they're going.
All right. And this is where we will start, or not start, excuse me. Amari, did you want to do anything?
Mario's gonna stand there for a second, and he's gonna kind of take a step back and that little area right there, and he kind of just looks around the square that's all around him, eyeing the bloodied pools and the crimson that's being spilled across the stone, the cobbled streets there. And as he kind of starts making his way back towards the well, he's like walking backwards. As he takes a step back, he nearly trips on that little step right there, and as he's like falling, he has to try to catch himself. And immediately as he does, his hand like reaches out to the left side where that guy's like dead body is right there, and he like grabs the guy's shoulder basically. And as soon as he touches it, he looks over, noticing that that he's dead, and like the pool of blood dripping down into this puddle right here. He just goes, and then he scoots over this way.
You notice his jaws like dislocated out, and it's like extended open. He's got a hole through the back of his throat and like out of his skull. You can notice too. It's like pretty gruesome. It was terrifying.
And Amari, he's kind of like scoots back towards this way and then bumps into another body. And as he looks over his shoulder, noticing that dead figure as well, what's wrong with him?
There's a giant hole through his eye and through the back of his head.
Amari like freaks out again, and he goes, and he just crawls over in this direction, and then like turns.
You just see like one eye. You just see one eye just looking at you, and the other eye just gone. Like, and you see space.
Amari smushes his back up against the concrete there, and immediately just buries his eyes into the palms of his hands. His hair kind of just like falling down in front of him.
Lucia walks over and kind of tries to get you back up on your feet, and she's just like, let's get you out of here.
As soon as Amari feels that hand, he kind of like jerks away and like moves over in this direction away from you. Not that far, obviously, but like but he kind of raises his head from his hands and looks over in the direction. Sorry, I did not know it was you.
It's fine. Let's get you out of here.
Okay. Mari pushes himself up onto his feet.
I help him up.
Yeah.
I'll hold out my hand for you to grab.
He'll take it.
Lucia is looking pretty rough, though.
Yeah, so is Amari. But he'll stand up slowly, and then like turn his shoulders so he doesn't have to look at the bodies of the men. And instead, he looks out towards this way where the broiling ruins of the house are, from where he had obliterated Gadstock.
You also ran up there to help Nahone get the amulet, so you've been up there too while it was burning.
Yeah, you smell smoke.
You're a little smoky.
Yeah, and Amari's just kind of like look back towards that house and reminisce about the heat and the smoke from the fire and the coughing in his lungs and stuff like that, and just everything he saw.
Let's get you to the inn.
The courtyard is a gruesome sight as you all walk on through, passing it and passing through the palisade. The picture gets more gruesome as you go through the street, but you can see that on the outskirts they've already cleaned up most of the square, and on the outskirts as well. And the innkeeper just has his doors open for those that were defending the town. And when you all start to make your way, the innkeeper walks up and I forget what inn it was again. I'm sorry. Excuse me, get my notes out.
Old mud hole?
Yes, the old mud hole. Or was that the shitty one? There's another one, I thought.
Yeah,
There's another one.
I think there was a better. I think the old mud hole was the one for that one shade.
Yeah. But Visera is the innkeeper there.
You're right. I think it's the other one. It's like the bed and something. I forget. Sorry.
Of course.
All I know is the old mud hole and the muddy pool.
Must be the muddy pool.
The muddy pool is the one that DeStefano owns. Yeah.
No, it's not the muddy pool. It's the other mainstream one.
I don't know
The old mud hole.
Oh, the old mud hole, is that the one?
Nobody has
Okay.
that written down.
I don't think
I
we
have
stayed.
the old mud hole.
I don't think we stayed at the good one because
We stayed at the we stayed at the old.
we
one.
went on the boat that night, so we didn't actually spend the night.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't think we came up.
Yeah, I don't know.
You guys, they would send you to the nice one. Hold on, let me see. It would be. Crap, hold on. It's the old mud hole. That is the only one that is there that I remember. Yep. Sorry, guys. Yeah. No.
Oh, so
The old dwarven lady is out there. She waves you over, and she just she sees you all, and she notices she remembers you and Nahone, Amari, and she's just like, you all helped us. Elric gave the word to give you all the best places, the best rooms. So go ahead. Upstairs.
No, nods with a tired smile. Thank you.
If you need any food or water, go in the back. Help to yourselves.
Amari's face is just a gaunt with expression, and he's just like staring down at the floor the entire time. There's a note.
You think you can eat?
He doesn't reply.
I am going to get some food, and she's just gonna take them with.
She, the dwarven lady just gives a nod. All right. If you need anything, just let me know.
Is there a table set up?
There's a few tables set up. Go
Yeah,
ahead and
let's-
help yourselves.
Alessia's gonna grab like 2 plates, and then she'll set one in front of Amari. But if he doesn't eat it, she'll eat it.
Food and light ale will.
Drinks are on us. You all are heroes. Thank you all. She seems very she seems a little shook, but more relieved at the same time.
Everyone fought. Weren't the only ones.
Aye. But you all took down the big ones, I heard.
Oh, she did, and he nods towards Alicia.
I did
Yeah,
what I
but-
could.
Aye. Last you took down the big ones.
Not all of them. I took down a few.
She did indeed.
I heard the wizard here. I heard he was the one to save us. Just like the other wizard that was here in the other gnoll attack.
Which one?
It happened a few weeks earlier. Not as many as this, but there was a wizard by the name of, I think, Nails? I think Nails?
Pasta Castro.
Kestra. That name seems very familiar.
Well, it seems we have the good wizards with us. He gives Amari a smile.
Dude, I don't know how to explain this necessarily, but when I tell you that it looks like Amari has just been diagnosed, it's like he just got told.
Hair.
Right, it's like it looks like he just got told he has leukemia, like cancer. His mom and dad just died, and his girlfriend just cheated on him, like all in one phase, like all in one day, like in the same
He's
hour.
got a lot
Yeah.
of PTSD
He's staring
going on
at the
what's
table,
going
but
on.
he's staring through the table.
Yeah, 1,000-year stare. It's
Exactly. Yeah.
Fully
That's
in
there you go.
So Marcus leans a little bit. Amari.
His eyes kind of snapped for a second. Sorry. Yes.
You just won a big battle. No. I am confused why you're not rejoiced.
Right. I have I've never seen such carnage like that before.
Majority of us have not.
I suppose you are more hardened people, I guess. I am not used to seeing things such as that. I mostly was in a classroom and in a university. This was never my charge.
Understand. But when you survive this, either it breaks you or it makes you stronger. Do not let it break you.
Mario's gaze kind of breaks again. He looks back down towards the table. Just kind of gives like a faint nod.
We did our mission and we killed Gadstock. Saved these people. If you haven't been here, this could have gone wrong. Terribly wrong. All these people alive out there might not have been. You should focus on that. This is what we do. You said hardened. This is just as gruesome for me as it is for anyone. Focus on the achievement of it. In time, it becomes easier. You should eat.
Amari, yeah, okay. Amari, he He reacts. Like you see a little bit of life returning to his eyes, but they still have like a distant look to them. But it's not as bad as it was. It looks now like he's just like looking at the table because he doesn't want to make eye contact with you. But yeah, his eyes sort of have like how do I look? They have sadness to them. That's for sure. Other than that, it looks like he's in the shit. I guess would be the best way to put it.
Here's the important question: does he eat?
He'll reach out. What is on the plate? Is there like what type of food is it? I guess. Mr. Red.
It is a mixture of kind of vegetables and meat.
Okay.
Various, not
Typical
like,
lunch plate.
probably pork, something like that, and some other vegetables and such that you can grab and eat.
Amari, he'll reach out for like a I don't know. Shit. My entire like first grade experience of learning vegetables, I guess, is out the window right now. Shit, I don't know. He'll reach out and grab like a potato, I guess, like a baked potato or like a steamed potato, and he'll grab it and bring it up to his mouth and take a bite, and then he's just gonna leave the rest of it.
You all fought very well today.
It's pretty delicious. The potato kind of makes you feel a little better.
Okay, that's good.
Did they come with the?
Yeah, it's on the
What
table.
kind of-
Yeah,
Wait,
the food.
what?
The
Oh,
food
okay.
is just always. Yeah, the food just showed up, man.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
She brought the food at the same time.
Ma'am. Excuse me.
Hey,
Do you have fork and a knife, please?
she throws the set down.
Thank you.
I got me a fancy one.
Suppose. He puts his metal gloves next to him, and he starts eating. Very, very fancy.
Alan shrugs and begins eating. He's actually quite hungry, probably.
Lucia eats quite a bit. She'll probably go back for second since Amara's eating. Probably third.
So Marcus,
I would say that Dominicus would probably pick at like 1/4 of the plate. That's about it.
So Marcus is noticed Lysia's appetite. He didn't say anything. He's just wondering, trying to put this together. Like, okay, that's a lot of food. But he didn't say
Alan just
anything.
kind of, Alan just kind of, as he's eating, he doesn't even like look up at Marcus. He just mentions, "This is food."
At one point, Leslie probably coughs a little bit, and there's just a little tiny puff of flame that comes out, and she coughs some more.
Because he's potion. You know?
Just smoke just starts coming out.
Probably
The
cover your
beard's-
mouth when you cough.
I did, but not that totally worn off. It seems there was a little.
Well, perhaps. Wonder if it does anything to your inside.
It shouldn't.
Hmm.
I don't feel any different.
Fair enough.
Nahun, how did you acquire the necklace? Building was burning.
I ran in there with Omari. He managed to put out enough of the flames for me to take it off what's is left of Gedstock's body, which there was not much.
How is that? Still hot in there. I saw the building burning.
Amari's gonna reach up and he's gonna like grab his sleeve and pull it up from where he got burned and show you like a pretty bad, like not necessarily third degree burn, maybe like second degree, bad enough that it's like blistered and like scarred a little bit.
Well,
It kind of shows off the burn.
Mayeds, perhaps you could take care of that?
You in there as well.
Yes, the fire managed to jump onto my sleeve, and before I could put it out, it singed my.
But yet, I don't see anything on Ahun.
Hmm. My bloodline is that of the hills. As far as I know, anyway.
Are you fire resistant?
You could call it that. However, it came about, I hear there's lots of fire in hell. Not exist around fire without being resistant to it, so I'm not sure. Honestly, fire keeps away from me.
You say you are from hell.
I am not from hell. It is said that my bloodline is. Ancestors, however you say it.
So you are devils? Demons?
Perhaps. I'm not certain, really. Devil's touched, perhaps?
Is indeed
So we
interesting.
say. Yes.
Sometimes it's not even a relation, it's just an ancestor who made the pact.
I see.
I do not know much, but
So
perhaps way down the line we did. We were said to commit some terrible sin, and our existence is thus to redeem ourselves from it.
you are paying for your ancestors' this deed.
So I think.
Not yet.
Yeah, man, it's just really quiet. Just kind of like, she's gonna cast like pacify, like grab her own shoulders and just like he'll and it's like immediately when they start talking, she's just gonna be like just like the sad, defeated and just quietly walk away.
Yeah, you grab my shoulder.
Nice.
Thank you.
Hey.
Yes, that is, as far as I know, that is the story anyway. The story, as many do, has many holes, so I cannot say the truth.
Well, I hope you break free from this one day. It is a curse.
Nahun is kind of like watching Marcus at this point, watching his expressions, kind of trying to see if he actually means what he's saying. Not that he imagines that the knight will lie, but you know.
Yeah, he does. He talks to you like you have something bad in you, and like he doesn't like what you have, but he hopes you get rid of it because that's evil and it needs to be get rid of.
And become human.
And
Yes.
become human.
Yeah. Maybe you will get rid of the horns. He didn't say that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Pile them down like Hellboy.
Nahun is one very used to that. Two, he kind of gets where he's coming from.
Yeah.
Is
His tone is milder now after the battle with you.
Yeah.
It's still not 100%. Just a little
Yeah.
milder than he used to.
Nahun has like a neutral expression. He nods and thanks.
Marcus nods back and continue eating. Sorry.
Is Amari finished eating?
Yeah, he ate like a steamed potato and then left the rest.
Okay. Let's see. We'll kind of pile the rest on her plate if she. And then
At this point, Marcus just stops eating and like raises his eyebrow a little bit, and then caught himself doing that and continue eating.
Amari, would you mind if I talk to you for a moment in private?
You see like life flickering in his eyes again, and he looks up. Sure. Do you want to speak in private, or does
Yes.
it matter? I was about to head to my room anyway. I suppose you can follow me.
Alright, Lesia quickly finish the food and then gives a nod of thanks to the innkeep, and then follows.
Mari will get up and head up to his, to what, like, I guess it's like his normal room, or the room, whichever rooms that they're gonna give us. You know, I'll head up to.
You guys, the nice rooms.
So, when you two are walking, I'm going to look up and sort of stare at both of you walking, but my gaze for the time for perspective is towards Amari more.
I'm popular.
And then he just goes back and try to pick the 3/4 that he still has on his plate.
So we make it to the room.
Yeah, you guys make it.
Okay. I found something on one of the bodies. I was wondering if you could take a look at it. If you are not up to it right now, that is okay.
No, it's okay. I can take a look at it. What is it? You see him reaching into like his satchels and stuff, taking out fucking books and shit already. He's like setting them on the bed.
Magic? Alright, I will pull out the amulet that I found.
Well, first of all, let me see if it's magical to begin with. Just give me a moment.
He's like a puppy.
What?
He's like a puppy. Magic? Magic? Magic?
yeah, I'm excited. What's Lucia gonna say? What did Lucia say?
There is a rune on it that I do not recognize.
Okay. Amari's he's gonna raise his fingers and kind of do like a Jedi mind trick kind of wave with his hand. And he says, "Locate magic." And then his eyes snap open once that happens, and like glowing a soft light blue color. But is the amulet the actual like chain of it? I guess is it magic?
Nope.
Okay, it's
Nothing
not.
is magical on it. No. Whoa, wait! The chain, the amulet, that for the crystal, right? You're looking at.
Yeah.
No, the one I found.
Oh, the
one
little necklace.
Yeah.
The necklace, the wooden rune on it, or the wooden, little wooden rune with a string.
I guess whichever one she's giving me.
Yeah, that thing. It is not magical.
Okay.
Make a history check when you're looking at the rune, Amari.
I'll say Nahon already gave the other amulet.
I'm good at this. Yes.
Gadstocks in order to.
I have a +9.
Hey.
I have a +9 in that shit.
Yeah, you have.
You know it to be a rune that signified one of the families in the Shadow Creek Run.
Shadow Creek Run. Do I know the name of the family? Because I rolled 27.
Just give me a second.
Okay, hold on. You said it real quick for Leslie, I guess. You said it was a sigil on like a wooden, like what does it look like? Can you explain it to me?
A wooden block, little like kind of oak wooden square thing.
Threw it earlier. It looks like it was deleted.
Yeah, it's a little.
So
rectangle.
it's an amulet with like a wooden rectangle attached to it.
This is what the thing looks like.
So that rune is actually a sigil, or like a.
It is a sigil
for a family.
Yeah. And it is sigil of the Utaloth family.
Okay.
You know him to be a.
How do you spell that?
hunter.
Can you just spell that real quick? Uluov? What'd you say?
Utaloth. His first name's Jagoda Utaloth.
I'll spell that to the best of my ability as of now. Okay.
You know him to be a master hunter and an expert on terrifying beasts that wander through the Savalier Wood. He mostly is a tracker, and
Would you say he tames beasts?
Yes.
Okay.
And he also kills them as well. He hunts them. And he is known to be the adventuring type of as like one of the leaders in the tribes of Shadow Creek. Or the tribes of Shady Creek Ren.
Okay, cool. Amari, you see his eyes are still glowing, but you see his like eyebrows kind of they falter for a second, and he kind of looks up towards you. I'm sorry, Dacia, but this amulet is not magical. But I recognize the sigil on the front. Right, it belongs to a family known as Udalat. They live in the Shady Creek Run area, but he is the one in particular what reminds me of Jagoda Udalat. He is a master hunter that specializes in taming and also hunting beasts. He's an adventurer of sorts and currently stands as one of the leaders of the tribes in Shady Creek Run. It seems as though his necklace was found on that person. Perhaps he was tied to him somehow.
See.
Well,
Thank
enough.
you.
I'm sorry that it's not what you were looking for, but it could perhaps lead to something interesting if we're ever going up that way.
I was actually looking more for the identity of the rune than
Well,
whether it was magical, so
that's
thank
the thing. It is not a rune. It's just a family symbol.
I see.
Is there anything else that you guys happen to come across that was magical? I could possibly take a look at it. I'm not sure.
I believe just the necklace that got stuck.
Right. Does anyone have that?
Yeah, you got it.
You
I
have it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and now give it to you.
Yeah, no one gave it to you
Yeah.
after I checked and clicked
Okay.
it.
After she reminds you, you're like, oh yeah.
Amari's gonna reach down into the pocket. Actually, he has his ribbons floating around him. He's gonna reach down to one of the pockets where he stowed it. He's gonna lift it up out of there. Does it glow immediately when I take the amulet or like the necklace?
When you're like trying to see if it's magical.
Yeah, I'm just detecting if it's magical.
No,
That lasts for
it is
10 minutes. It is not magical.
not magical, but it has some very interesting runes on it. You can make a history check if you wish.
Sick. Just fucking repeating, dude. History on repeat.
Come on, it's 28. 28.
Well,
I don't know.
this amulet is very confusing.
Okay.
The others, you kind of you knew that they resembled certain places. The two that you had before, or no, excuse me, just the one that you had before, the red one that Duhane had. That one you knew that one to be very menagerie coast like, and it had the kind of like the general style of it as well. But
So the rune, this one has runes on it. I know
the
there are
runes,
runes.
they're different as well. You couldn't read the other runes, and you still couldn't read these either. These are very old runes. You're not sure what they're meaning.
Do they look magical to me?
No, they're not magical, but they look to be his like something. It's telling a story in some way, but you're not sure what it means yet.
Now, would I be able to, if possible, would I be able to sit down and like just pour over notes that I've taken? Because I carry like all my books around with me. Would I be able to like pour over like old notes or something like that might lead me to something of interest, or like maybe recognizing what these could be or where they tie into?
If you have all the other amulets, maybe you think.
But this one in particular.
But this one, it only you're still a little confused on what it's really going on, but you know that it's just kind of telling some sort of story.
Okay. Amari, he kind of. Rats, this is not magical either.
It might require the crystal in it, perhaps.
Alright, if you go downstairs, could you ask Nahon to come up here? Maybe something would happen if, well, actually, if you could bring everybody up here, and we can see what happens when we put the crystal inside of the amulet. Perhaps, maybe you should let them have dinner and whatnot, and then whenever everyone gathers for bed, they could come into my room. If you wouldn't mind,
Also,
let them know that that's something that I would like to do, though, before they go to.
also might not be best to do it here. We do not know what will happen if we put it.
Well, I assume whatever is going to happen when we put it in will happen here or wherever else we go to.
I would rather not burn a tavern down.
Well, would it be better if we met outside then? I would like to figure out what this crystal does.
Either there or perhaps on the way back.
Okay. Maybe tomorrow before we leave.
We could do that.
We'll just let everybody know that that's going to happen. By the way, Lesia, I know I mentioned this before, but I literally do think we should possibly get a group name. Since we've been traveling for some time, it might help us when identifying, us as a team. I don't think anyone's going to leave anytime soon, so maybe it would be best if we have something to identify with.
I
Perhaps we
still
could.
have a member of the Silver Vigil.
No. It would not be like joining another group, like an attachment. It would be like an adventuring name, right? So now that we're looking for the amulets and whatnot, we're going on these quests. It would be something we could tell people that that we are, like the hunters or something, or like the finders of the crystals or something like that. I think it could help.
Perhaps we should not allude to our mission in the name.
Okay, well, you know what I mean, though, right? Like you get the idea. It does not have to apply to the what our job is, but something that we can use to identify everybody as a team. Like I said, it's
see.
not like the Silver Vigil where you have to go through a process of joining, I guess, but something that we can all just say that's who we are, when talking to people.
I do not know if I would be any good at coming up with the name.
Well, that's the thing. If you want to tell the others as well, in fact, maybe I could. I don't know, but tell the others that to think about it. I'm not sure if we are able to come up with something, but maybe we could talk about it tonight. In fact, why don't we just have everybody meet in a room tonight and we can all talk or something, figure out our next move.
I suppose we could.
Amari nods his head. I don't know. I don't know. I guess you guys are all I have, so I could try to make the best of it.
I will go tell the others and then come back.
Nods his head.
Alright,
Thank you.
Lesia's gonna go back downstairs.
All right. You go back downstairs and you see everybody's still there.
Amari would like to talk to everyone in his.
All right. And while she's doing that, Amari's going to take off all his clothes. I'm kidding. He's not gonna do
What?
What?
About what?
Our plans going forward, among other things.
You can see Darminicus is sort of staying silent, but is kind of weary of when you say our next plans.
Having said her piece, she's gonna go back up.
Amari's standing naked in his window, staring down
You
the
said it.
ground.
Jeez,
What?
it's turned sour fast.
Witness me!
Yeah, I guess Mayette will head over.
I'll silently make my way over that way too.
Marcus stays down for a little bit, thinks up, and her too. He gets up.
Once she gets back up there, Alessia's just gonna say, I'll let you explain the name.
You know how to say.
Oh, you were muted, just in case.
I'm surprised that we didn't have a group name up until this
Oh,
point.
yeah. God damn it! I need
I
to
was
stop doing
wondering how it was
that.
going to come. I was wondering how it was going to come to be.
Yeah, Nahon will finish up his meal and then head.
Fine. Everybody makes their way up. As you all, one by one, enter Amari's room, you all are gathered around as the door closes.
It's a bit cramped in here, isn't it?
It is now, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in a
Oh.
corner, arms folded in a corner.
Amari, he's sitting at the edge of his bed, like towards the end of it.
Leslie's just kind of leaning with her back against the wall, arms crossed.
Not too many places to sit, is there?
But everybody else might as well say how they're sitting right now. Go ahead. I want to hear.
So
I
Mike,
noticed.
I wanna know.
Yeah,
I want to know where everyone is.
If there's a desk, Nahon is straight up sitting on it.
so Marcus is next to the door, like he was the last one coming in. Closed the door and was just standing next to it, with the shoulders back, and you can see his armor. He's still wearing his armor, and there's some new like bumps and cracks in it.
By the way, could we say we had a short rest? If that's important.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Mitch just sitting on the bed, like knees tucked into her chest, like curled up, just like watching. Oh god.
Well,
10.
thank you all for coming up here. There's a few things that I would like to talk about. I guess first of all, you see his eyes kind of drift down to the floor at for a second. I don't want to get too sappy or anything, but I know that this group has had some ups and downs, a lot of conflicting ideals. You see his gaze like flash over towards Marcus. And some of people, okay, and some people that they've had a difficult time adjusting, such as myself. But it seems as though that we are on a mission together. Something brought us together somehow, maybe fate or what have you, a deity, but something has definitely brought us together as a team. And I think it could be time that we start acting like it. I know a lot of some of us are new, and some of us have a lot of curiosities. We don't quite know each other, but I don't want to travel like that. I don't want to be around people that I don't know. He kind of looks across the room or towards the Hone and Lesia and Darmanicus. Am I finally landing on Marcus? I have I don't know a penchant. I don't like to be on my own. As some of you know, I was traveling with a dwarf before, which is an old combination, especially me and Mulgore, but he's besides the point. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that if we're going to travel together and continue on this quest to retrieve the crystals to help out where we can, then I think that perhaps we should brand ourselves, maybe start calling ourselves as a team name. I think it could help with us sort of getting together and recognizing that this is who we're going to be working around. So maybe we should try to get to know them and understand who they are as a person and the way they think. That way, we could respect each other's ideals rather than trying to bash them or change them. I just think that it could help out. See Amari kind of like slink back at that point. His shoulders kind of drop, and he looks down towards the floor again.
Well, first things first, he kind of looks to Marcus, kind of bowing his head in a show of respect. Do you think the Lord Bacchus will have us collect the rest of the crystals?
I do not know. As far as I know,
I don't.
As far as I know, my mission is over. As soon as we get back to Nicodranus.
Amari looks up at that point. I don't see why Bacchus would not. If we were able to successfully retrieve one crystal, then what's to say he would not ask us to get another? And you never know. I mean,
Lord Bacchus
there could
is
be
a
other jobs.
difficult man to understand. Maybe he has other people out scouting for the rest. I do not know. I know my old friend is out there searching for them. Well, but I think that you should not get too comfortable with me staying, as I don't know my orders.
Amari frowns at that point. Well, I'll ask Bacchus himself for you to stay, Marcus. I've grown fond of you in a way. And if he's going to send us on another mission, then he should send you as well. Of course, you know, you're one of his most proud knights. I think that it would be ideal, and I assume if we all request you to join us again, he will allow it.
Maybe, maybe not. But I do have duties at home. that
I
require my attention.
agree. But let me say that this group, the name that I'm thinking of, is not necessarily a way to brand us. It's not something you're joining into and you have to stay a part of. It's more or less like a way to identify us. Like I said, if we're going to be traveling for some time as we have lately, then I think it would be within our best interest to try to figure out a way of recognizing us all together. So when people see us, they don't have to, you know, remember names, I guess, or to be able to know who we are.
When I look at you
Even-
all, I see a group that is odd. Combination, the personalities.
It takes it as a compliment.
Well, it is indeed different. You should
It is
call
indeed.
yourself outlandish.
Mark blinks.
What?
That's a good start, but maybe we should all think about it, sleep on it, and we could decide on our way back to Nicodoranes.
If we are
When do you think we're gonna go back to Nicodranas?
I would like to tomorrow, if possible, so that to leave out as soon as we can. I guess we
There's-
could say goodbye. If we do not mind, we could say goodbye to the Watchmaster and I guess whoever else you guys think would be necessary. But then we could have.
It is something to consider as well.
I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave empty. Emotionally. Look, I know what you're trying to think of the name, stuff like that. I want to leave at least with us, at least saying a few words to the people. And if you're willing to give the name to the people, they can start spreading that word. If we
Not as said.
give a service a bit.
I think that's it's a good point to make, Dominicus. What do you all say? Even if Marcus decides to leave us, I assume that Dominicus, Nahon, Leslie, and my Edward, we're all going to stay together.
if that's the condition, I'm into helping.
I prefer
You
keeping.
go anywhere.
Something to consider before we leave for Nicodranas.
I prefer keeping more of low profile, but
There is the creature that was released when we took the crystal.
yes.
It is still out there.
I agree, but
Hmm.
that is something that we could go and speak to Bacchus about.
Yes.
Let him know what happened, and figure it out from there.
If that's the case, even if we don't release a name, I want to do a service before we leave.
What do you have in mind?
A final word, or in my village, a final saying.
Oh,
I'm not. Were you guys there for Duhane? I know you weren't, Marcus.
Fortunately,
I
not.
remember something about this.
We haven't seen a lot of death like we have now or like we did back then, but I want to say some parting words to those that we've lost here.
You can do that.
All right.
Have to choose
That
the
would be
words
nice.
wisely. Have to make them think of what comes ahead, not what they lost. Because loss is always with us.
You know, there's a second part to the tradition. Maybe you'll hear it tomorrow.
Forward to it.
I hope
Yeah.
so.
Remember,
That said, sorry, please go.
just remember, Dominicus, death is the only guarantee you have at life. Embrace it.
Sounds like something I would say.
He looks at you.
Thank you, Marcus.
Kind of like grins and shrugs.
Yeah, he's like.
Reading through my journal again.
If you guys would notice, Amari, his face is a little bit lighter now. He kind of seems to be enjoying the company as opposed before, to where he was just like completely distraught. But he seems more. He's like looking around at the group and everything. So it is decided that we're going to try to come up with a group name. So maybe, like I said, we should sleep on it and talk about it tomorrow. But I think that if we're going to say a word to the civilians, we should probably tell them a group name. Continue.
Perhaps. Personally, I think going literal is best. Perhaps just the innkeeper called us heroes. Perhaps simply heroes of Trostenwald.
Why does it matter in the home? But
No.
I don't understand why it matters if a name is out. I want to be for our deeds that we're doing. If, like Marcus said, if we're going to be going around and saving people, then I don't see a problem in trying to gain some notoriety from it. We could save more people.
I didn't
Give
know
the effect that we could.
I'm not arguing. It's just my lifestyle. That's what I'm.
You know that
Well,
the best
the
names
whole-
are.
Perhaps coming out of the shadows is just a part of life that's coming at you now. Maybe you don't have to stay so hidden all the.
Perhaps.
Or out of hell.
I have never been to hell. Literally.
Some of you have. Apparently. He's not looking at you.
One second.
Oh, we lost one.
Ah!
It's better now.
In my opinion, the best names are the ones given to you. Maybe you should hear the people.
Give
But,
One idea.
Sure. Maybe tomorrow we could just see what happens. Like I said, sleep on it. If you come up with a name, then
Sorry.
we could all decide or disagree.
Fair enough.
All right. As you all, are you guys ending the meeting and going to bed or?
So Marcus
Uh,
stays as the last one in Amari's room. Everybody to leave.
Yeah.
that is everything. I need to go rest and recover from my wounds.
Alright. Yes, a few of them as well.
So Marcus nods
No,
to
no.
everyone that leaves the room.
Nahum will get up and leave second. I assume Lestia does first.
Mm-hmm.
I assume she heads into her room immediately. Right?
Yep, pretty much.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna be second to last because what happens is that I'm seeing Marcus sort of. You're watching everyone out.
Yeah, everyone that's leaving, like I nod, give them, look them in the eye and nod.
So what
Um,
happens is I walk out the door, and I sort of keep my head open to make sure that you leave the room and you head back. I want to be the last one, like in the hallway, right?
Okay. So
All right.
is my yet?
I get what you mean.
Yeah, still.
So yeah, I walk out.
But no, everybody left, and Dominicus, you're in the hallway. Marcus and Nahon, or may where are you going?
She is actually going. Crap. She's gonna go to Leslie's room. Not follow her in though. Just gonna like wait and knock.
Okay.
Come in.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and do the other thing.
All right, you enter, and then we'll get to you real quick. Marcus and Amari, you guys are in the same room.
So when Dominicus left, kept eye contact with him, gave him a nod, closed the door behind him. Now his attention is full on Amari. You see he has this very serious face now. He came closer to you. Amari, the crystal, you still have it, right?
Amari looks up. No, the whole hand. In fact, I wanted to talk shit.
His face is just turns black almost. Why does Nahun have it? Told you to keep it safe.
Right, Nahon just seems like he would be the best to have it, though. It doesn't hurt him. I don't see why it's a bad idea you have such distrust.
It is important that this crystal reaches Kestra's hand.
And it will. I know Nahon. He's not going to take it or use it for somebody.
What if it uses him?
It won't. And if it does, then I'll be there to take it back. In fact, I have to go to his room, but I'll go talk to him about his amulet, okay? And perhaps he's will be apt to put it inside the amulet. And if he does, then I might be able to handle it. So just let me take a look at it, and I'll see what it does when placed inside of the amulet, and then I'll. Does that make sense?
Amari, for me, this mission is important. It is not every day that
I know.
Bloodbackers give me a mission like this. It is
Marcus,
important for me that
I understand, okay? I know Nahon, okay? He's not going to do something nefarious. And if anything, I'll get it back tomorrow or tonight. I'll see what the crystal.
I don't know, Nahun.
Well,
the
I
only
do.
thing I want is that this crystal comes back to Bloodbackers as quick as possible. I don't want anything to go wrong.
Right, okay. Well, I think if you were to take back an amulet to him, something that could show of another deed, perhaps he'll be more impressed. Have you thought of that?
What do you mean?
Well, if we take him the crystal itself, then that's just a refined piece of jewelry. Then if we were able to get the amulet and put the crystal inside the amulet and figure out what it does, then maybe he'll be even more impressed with you.
So
Right?
Marcus
I
is
assume that you...
shaking his head now. No, Amari. He said specifically, bring me back the crystal. And putting it together
Right.
might unleash something we don't understand. These crystals are dangerous. We don't understand them fully. We should not mess with them. We should keep them safe. Nobody touches them until some people that understands what they're doing. Please understand, this is very important. These crystals are very... They need to come back. Please make sure that this crystal also comes back.
Amari just sighs and then nods.
I know you trust Nahun, but nothing must go wrong with this crystal. Maybe it's alive. You saw what it did to the lake. Maybe it will corrupt your friend.
I'll try to get it back tomorrow.
Please do. Wish you a good night.
Good night.
Try to get some sleep. You fought well today. Very well. Make sure that Castro knows of your deeds. He gives you like this proud look.
Nods his head. He
Right
nods
then.
his head. Thank you.
Oh,
I'll
thank
see you tomorrow morning. I'll try to take care of it.
Please do. It's important. Because if I do, this might go wrong. I think you will better. Very well. Good night. And he opens the door, not slowly, like he's like. Does he see Dominicus outside?
If you try to, I hide.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, yeah, he's probably gonna try to look for you. So roll a stealth.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah. Do you want to roll perception, or
Yeah.
are you just oblivious?
never mind.
You are oblivious, friend. As he just like hides behind a little curtain, you just walk on by. Go to your next room.
Clunk, clunk, clunk.
Well, Darmanicus, what are you doing?
So with that, making sure that everything was empty, I was going to go to Amari's door. First, I want to see if the doorknob is open, like if the room's open, like if the door's open.
Did you lock your door, Amari? Amari, did you lock your door? Excuse me.
Mari?
Are you muted?
Hello? Hello? Amari? Oh, hello?
Might be the wrong button again.
It might, I don't know.
Hey,
I
we
don't think
lost
so.
him.
Oh, we lost him. Maybe. We'll get back to you quick after when he gets back.
Right.
Sorry, Darmanicus.
There's something I want to
Freeze.
do, actually. Can I? Oh no, there's Mayetta as well.
Yeah.
Ah!
Ooh.
Let's see what happens.
I just wanted to add that I would have split the gold with the party. While we were all together, I forgot to say something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Marcus wouldn't have taken any.
Okay, in that case, it's 100 gold for everybody.
Oh.
Alrighty.
Here, we'll see what happens.
Lesia and Mayette.
Okay. Come in.
Hey, quick question for you before you go to sleep. Nothing big.
Hmm?
Is there anything you want to say to Mama? Gonna try something tomorrow. I haven't talked to her in a really long time.
All right, there we go.
Actually, yes, I would like to thank her for watching over us in the.
Oh. Anything else? Just like pull out her journal and like start writing down like what Leslie wants to get to her about.
I think that will be enough for now. Thank you, though.
Okay, she's like gonna like just turn around and start skipping back to her room. Happy.
All right.
Pass out. She is exhausted.
Just hit the room. Pop!
Yep.
All right. And Darmanicus is trying to get into Amari's room.
Right.
Is Amari? Did you lock your door, Amari?
I did not.
All right then. So what happens is that I sort of, not forcibly, but it was the idea of opening the door very silently and sort of walk my way in. And then-
Amari, he had gotten up from the bed once everybody was starting to leave after the conversation with Marcus, and he like pulled his robes off, showcasing his like a night like a button-up shirt.
Shit. All right, here we go.
Hold on.
Overrobes, guys. Get your minds out of the gutter.
Here we go.
But he has like a button-up shirt underneath and stuff with like his suspenders on that are coming over the top, and they're like buckled into his pants and stuff. And he like had tossed the robe onto the bed, and he was currently like pulling his satchels off and laying them next to it. And he starts flipping them open. And he's like taking out fucking. Jesus Christ. He's taking out I think everybody ships with Amari at this point, honestly. But he begins taking out like satchels and stuff and like setting them out, and he's like opening them to take out books and shit and laying them out across the bed.
Okay. So what happens here is Dominicus is kind of shaky right now. So what happens is that what way are you facing?
Towards the wall, like towards my bed. I'm at the end of it.
So what happens here is that I with my right hand, I grab your shoulder. I turn you 180. I push you. I push you to the wall. Wait,
Are you gonna
hold
kiss
on.
me?
Kiss me.
No, no, no. Wait. And then I put my finger like a shush like on my mouth, but you can see that my left hand is physically like shaking. Right.
Mari, he turns and looks at you. He's like,
Amari,
what?
I need something. I need something.
What are you talking? Why did you barge into my? You could have just asked. What? What do you?
I need. In his sort of self thought, he sort of lets go with the right hand a bit. Looks you in the eye. I'm like, "Let's go of you." Is there a window in this room? Red.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Should be. We're in the
Okay.
nice rooms.
So what happens is that he turns towards the window, walks to it, and then he goes, "You know, the smell, the sight, the memories." And he turns towards you. "This doesn't go away."
Amari, his eyebrows furrow together. Dominicus, I'm aware. Every time I blink my eyes, I see the visions of those men that were killed in the square. I don't think I'll ever be able to forget it, but I'm trying to use what Marcus said and piece it together. Does it?
I have lived with this sight, this smell, day and night, ever since that night. And he still looks at you in trying to in a conflicting manner, trying to choose his words. Then he comes to a point.
Amari's like staring at you with this like very confused look like spread across his face, but he seems concerned.
Then, after a very not too long, but a bit like a very like awkward pause, he then looks up. "Amari, if this doesn't go away, the first step that I took towards normality," and he smiles, "is not smelling it for the first night, not seeing it for the first night." And he approaches you. "Amari, do you still have enough strength to make that tower?"
Dominicus, are you on drugs or something? What happened? I don't understand what you're getting at. Why did you barge into my room? Why are you sounding like you're speaking in riddles?
"I wanted to escape it. I wanted a good night's sleep without the smell, without the memories kicking in again. But you, this is 10 years. I can't let you. I can't let any other person live like this. Amari."
At that point, Amari, he gets like a defensive look on his face as he brings his hand forward, and he kind of like balls it up into a fist, but it has like a silver banded ring across it. And as he does that, you see like different sigils and runes like blink up on the end of it. But you would notice this is the ring that he activates when he uses shield. But he seems like he's getting defensive the way you're talking.
"Amari, use that tower, use that safeguard. Get away from this. Sleep without the smell. Sleep without the sounds of the dead. A good night's sleep. without that, it helps a long way.
In the case, I plan to sleep in the room.
Don't, don't. I've slept like this in my own village for many, many weeks. With the same thing happening here. I can't. I saw you. It's the way that I saw myself.
In the case, if you want me to make that tower and sleep somewhere else, I can. Is that what you're trying to say?
Then in a moment, he sort of turns and thinks, I wanted to. But I can't. I'm done. All I'm saying is, if you need, it's an advice to sleeping was my first step to recovery. And if you want to do so, then do so.
Amari is still staring at you like you're the craziest motherfucker he's ever seen. He was just staring at you with this confused look, and you see his like fists had softened at that point, and he's just like, just standing there in utter confusion after what just happened. He's like,
He was asking you to go. I don't
wants me to leave. I kind of get that
Look, when
because of the smell and stuff, like the
right,
death.
when you're sleeping like already in the environment, it deeps within you. You sleep with it, you know what I mean? And that becomes the memory, you know what I mean? That's what's happening to
Right.
That's Dominicus. He doesn't want that happening.
To me?
Yes. You sleeping with that burn, that smell.
Oh
sound,
yeah.
all
Yeah,
of
right.
that. He doesn't want that happening because that's what he saw himself.
He just said it in the most unhinged way.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
it,
yeah.
It made Amari feel like you were
Look.
about to attack him.
Because I wanted.
You were like, I don't want anyone to experience that. And I was like, oh, is he about to fucking kill me? Am I about to be murdered?
I'm gonna
I'm
say
just trying to get.
I don't want anyone to live with this.
Oh yeah, I see it.
You won't live at all.
Yeah,
No.
he was like, I don't want you to. It was like a mercy killing kind of thing.
Yeah.
You won't deal with this, bitch.
Yeah.
You can cast alarm on your door when he leaves.
Amari kind of like nods his head. Oh okay. Don't mean the case. I'll pick the tower. I'll sleep in there tonight.
I just thought if you brought the tower, everyone would just come in, and then you won't get any peace and quiet. You know what I mean?
He nods.
If I tell everyone else, then you make it. You know, I don't know how many people will want to stay, but just being yourself, alone, without any of the worries for one night, that goes a long way.
He nods.
And I thought I needed it the most, but maybe it's time for others to not get there in the first place. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. I understand the sentiment. It's very kind of you.
That service, it really wasn't technically it's for Trostenwald, but it's also for my people. I left them without saying a word. I just want to do what I can.
I understand. You do that.
Alright.
You're one of the strongest people I've ever met before. And
Ab-
Dominicans, it's okay to feel hurt like that, okay? And the fact that you're willing to talk to me about it means the world. I'm glad that, at least to somebody, the speech I gave earlier got through to someone. I appreciate you being able to talk about it. It's very kind of you. And if there's anything else you would like to speak with me about, then you're welcome to come anytime. Especially if we're going to be a group together. Uh, I want everybody to trust each other. So if I'm the one person that you can trust enough to relinquish your emotions, then so be it. You can talk to me whenever you need.
Thank you. And so he sort of turns himself and sort of walks towards the door. And then he sort of turns around. You know, this may not mean much, but it was just something I thought of when you said the name. You don't have to use it. But growing up, me and my brothers were known as, well, our family were also known as sentinels. Great guardians of just our small village. But I never really understood why. From me to my father, my grandfather, my great grandfather, and from there we all been known as sentinels. But that's for another time.
Right. It's a very powerful name. Good night, Dominicus.
As to
My
you,
door is always open to you. And for
Um,
everybody else.
I'll make sure to knock. And then he sort of opens the door and walks out. And back to the room.
There is something Leslie would like to do before bed.
I think Marcus was first.
Yeah,
Okay.
Marcus
it's
is
very
first.
short. It's not long.
Then we'll do Ulysses, and then.
Yeah, I was just throwing that out there before we ended.
Gotcha. No worries.
Yeah. So Marcus came in his armor, wearing this silk silk shirt, and he takes out the stone, the message stone, wants to see if he got a reply on it.
You do. It's glowing.
Squeeze it.
Hey.
You squeeze it, and you hear Bacchus's voice. Sir Marcus, I wish you to come back and to complete your mission. However, I forget the freaking message that you had asked him. I honestly,
He asked that
me.
he described the stone. Found it. He described the stone. He asked him
Aye.
what kind of people or creatures will be able to touch the stone because nobody else can.
Forget that message I just said. You squeeze it and you hear Bacchus's voice. Marcus, that stone, that could be it. That could be one of the gems. If it comes with an amulet, Kessler said, and if it fits, then it would work. He was also informed that if you have used anybody who has first grabbed that gem, it would latch onto them. So be wise and be careful. And that's the end of the message.
Marcus squeezes it. and sends another message. Lord Bacchus, we are on our way with the stone. Thank you for your reply. You may hear news of Trostenwald. Just fended it off. We've just fended off an gnoll, goblin, and orc attack. Trostenwald is still there. Managed to win the battle. And we managed to kill Gadstock. We're on our way. The mark is out. He sits down in his bed and he smiles. Put the stone away.
All right. Lesia.
Lesia is gonna get out the idol and kind of get into like a prayer position. I know I left a message with Mayat. I think it might mean a little more coming from myself. I wanted to thank you for watching over us in the battle and easing my mind and helping to prevent me from hurting any of my allies. I hope our defeat of Gadstock is something you approve of. That's it.
Roll a 1d20. You feel a warmth kind of rush over you after you take a deep breath and relax. And you feel very calm.
Thank you, Raven Queen.
Anybody else?
Yeah, Amari. Take things a little darker, real quick. Amari, he kind of after he gets his books laid out and stuff on the bed, he actually pauses. And you see, if I guess like if there was a camera, it would like zoom in upon his face, and you would see his eyes kind of like lowering down to the center of the bed. After hearing what Darminicus had told him, it kind of reminded him of everything that he had saw back in the battle before, and he remembers the blood-stained stones and the cobbled streets that were just littered with body parts and gore and blood. And it reminisces in his brain the sight of that guy's eye literally stringing out of his head, staring at him almost. The side of the other guy's jaw just completely missing. He feels like a shiver kind of go up his spine, and at that point, he reaches up and places his hand over his chest, sort of covering the front part of like the white button-up that he's wearing and the suspenders that come over. And then he's gonna turn and start making his way towards the window. He's gonna approach the place where Dominicus was looking out earlier, and he's gonna reach down and undo the latch, and then raise it up and stuff. How big is the window, by the way? Or is there like a balcony up here, actually?
No, it's just a window.
Just a window? Okay. Well, then I'll open the window. And how high up are we?
About just a story. One
So
story.
like how many feet?
Like 10 feet. 10 feet high, 12 feet high.
Amari, he stands there for a minute and he kind of leans his head down and places his hands out on top of the windowsill so that we can look out towards the city around him the nighttime and the sights of the smoke from different buildings that had caught on fire and people milling about. Uncle, I know I don't talk to you as much as I told you I would, but it is oftentimes difficult to find the time to. I don't know if you can hear these, or if you're even listening to me. I'm not quite sure what lies upon the great beyond, but I don't know. Sometimes it brings me comfort talking to you, even if you're not there. But I like to pretend that you are. I'm very scared at times. I'm trying to connect with these people, but it seems like it's almost a lost cause. It's difficult. And if I hadn't have taken that step today. After getting an idea after talking to Lesia, then I don't know. I think I probably would have killed myself at some point very soon. No, no. After hearing Marcus talk about possibly becoming the recognized fox, maybe, or being able to brand myself as a part of something, it feels good again. Ever since I was kicked out of the university and sent down to Nicodranas, it felt different, but I'm finally starting to feel like I belong again. I know when those types of things happen, it tends to turn out in a bad situation, like my parents, or when you were taken. I don't know. This one feels different. Out of all the ones that I have gone through before, this one definitely feels separate from me. It's almost like even if something bad does happen, at least we'll have a group of people to stand by. I don't know. Sometimes it's even broken and shaken, but I think that's just how it is. Perhaps it's just a measure of how you bounce back from a situation and how you take it. Anyway, I suppose I'll just say goodnight. If you can, wherever you are, please tell my father and my mother that I missed them, that I would do anything I could to have them back, along with you. And just have one more dinner with you. But at that point, you watch as he reaches his hands up, grabs the top of the window, lowers the screen, latches it again, and then he makes his way back onto his bed where Alabaster's sitting on it. He's like curled up on a little ball. And as Amari walks over to the bed, he slides across the sheets and reaches out for Alabaster's like leathery skin. He kind of runs his fingers over before pulling him to his chest. And Alabaster just happily cuddles up against him. And as he does that, he pulls his magical books and whatnot and everything else, his research papers around him. And as he's laying there cuddling with Alabaster, he starts flipping through pages of his arcane tombs and spells, just getting memorized with them, studying basically. And he does that for about maybe an hour or so before finally nodding off with Alabaster laying next to him. He goes to sleep.
All right. Now, would you like to do anything?
No, not really. No one's actually gone to sleep pretty immediate. No real sounds from him. After dinner, he kind of just zonks out.
All right. And with that, you all go to sleep.
Well, there is something. Yeah, come to. I'd say maybe about like 2 hours later, Nahon is gonna get up. And he's going to kind of strap on his harness, his backpack, getting a few select items out of it. And begins kind of quietly. He kind of looks out the window for a moment before turning toward the door and quietly walking out, shutting it as quiet as he can behind him. He begins walking down the hall. Stops in front of Lesia's room, raises his head to the ceiling. Can I make a perception check to see if anybody is still awake?
Sure.
Alright.
Bro's now leaving.
Midnight, you know something.
Is Lesia awake?
Probably not, but she's also a light sleeper.
Well, if you meant like an hour after Amari falls asleep, then he would have fallen asleep at like 1 a.m. If you meant like 2 hours after that, then it'd be like 3 a.m. when he does that.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'd be asleep, but I.
Yeah.
So
Light sleeper.
So it's like 3 in the morning.
nobody, as far as I could tell, is awake in the
No one is awake that you can tell. Everybody is asleep.
Nahon kind of turns somewhat towards Lesia's door, leans forward and says, Lesia, tell Mari to meet me where it begins. And tell him that nothing is his fault. Not a thing.
I didn't quite make out that whole message, and I think I need to make a perception check.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Can you repeat the message? I want to hear that too.
He kind of like leans his head, not against the door, but next to it. Lesia, tell Amari to meet me where beginnings end, if he wishes to know the truth. And tell him that alone. Nobody else is to know. And tell him that not a thing is his fault. He should not blame himself for things he cannot control, especially the people he cannot. I hope you find what you are looking for. He kind of leans back and begins walking down the hallway toward the stairs. He's quiet as a can.
Okay.
Make a perception.
Our rogue.
I am asleep, so would that cancel out my advantage?
I assume it would just be your
Yes.
passive wisdom, right? Your passive perception. Which I assume is pretty
Yeah,
fucking high.
it'd be almost your what's your passive?
Extremely high.
She's asleep, yeah.
Yeah, you'd be able to hear it. You'd be able to hear almost
Cancels out my
halfway through it.
advantage should be 16 with normal.
Yeah, so
You'd be able to hear most of the message, yeah. And then it kind of abruptly wakes you up.
no one kind of smiles as he. No one kind of gives like a faint smile as he goes downstairs, knowing there's a very high chance that Alexia heard it and what she is. And kind of looks around at like the empty lobby and doesn't waste much time as he steps outside, closing the door behind him. He moves downward toward the road where they came from, toward the forest where Lesia, Dominicus, and him fought the gnolls, and with each step, it seems to get heavier on him. His head seems to get lower even as his jaws clenched and his eyes kind of lighting up in the dark, kind of flit across to make sure that he's not in any danger. Until he finally reaches one of the buildings on the outskirts. And he finally he closes his eyes, a very pained look on his face, scowling. Grits his teeth and he slams his fist right into like a brick in the wall. He's kind of shaking fully now as he kind of shakes off his fist. But he shakes his head and looks up toward the sky. I'm sorry, Amari. I'm so sorry. But you are not going to know that. I hope you do. He shakes his head. Thank you. See you soon. And he'll walk out of Trostenwald.
As you walk down the road
your silhouette just kind of outlining the town that is giving off smoke into the night sky. That is where we will end tonight's session, everybody.